speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature.
your feet. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, we go party till we black out. Black out. So get the fuck up.
had the chance to run, leave behind the said and done, figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can't ignore. I'm not getting what I came here for. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow doubt, and I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now, and leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me. Oh.
I get lost sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. Now, when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport. My name is Dan Davis, and we are live here on a Wednesday night once again for the Pro-Am Championship. And joining me in the commentary box again is my father, Breaking Dad. It is Kelly Davis. How are you doing this evening, Dad?
Yeah, I'm very well, mate. Sunning myself in the lovely sunshine here in California.
Lovely weather here in California for sure, and it looks like it's going to be a bright and beautiful day. We are coming towards the end of this season, Kelly, and what a season we've had. It's been a titanic battle between the top two of Emprava and Matt, and just so you know as well, Kelly, we kind of don't have the drivers scoreboard or standings at the minute, so yeah, so you can quickly figure that out a little
Okay,
bit.
I'm sure we could fill in without that information. We're sad, but I'm sure we'll get it soon enough. Yes, you're quite right. Titanic battle between this guy here, Emprava, and our very good friend Matt, who's not come out of the pits yet. And I think it's going to be another titanic battle between those two this evening.
Definitely so, and hopefully, Kelly, if you're able to, we should be able to get the drivers' times up. Currently, we haven't got that.
Yeah. Okay, yep. Yeah.
There we go.
Got 'em now?
Yeah,
That
we got
one.
him. That's the one. So
That's the
Stelzloff
beauty.
has just joined into the session, and a good evening to everybody in the chat. Make sure you get your comments in, support your drivers as well, as we got PM Motorsport in the chat saying evening all, Disco McDisco Face, evening folks, good luck to all, and Welshie in the comments as well. And
Good evening.
first
all.
things first, let's start with the championship tables. Matovic Dud leads the way with 400 points and a 55-point gap over his closest rival, Emprava. Ben Parkey currently not here at this minute. Smoky Devil is out of the championship. So is Welshie in 5th place. 6th is Dimasaki. 7th is Laney. 8th is Ugbar. 9th is Smithy. 10th is Stelsov. 11th is DJ Phil. 12th is Bryn. And in 13th place is Nicky. Leon Fernie in 14th. And it's quite a close battle in between that midfield, but we will see how those guys get on. But it is the main fight between Emprava and Matahimovic. 55 points separating those two. at this stage. Ben Parkey still mathematically in it, but him obviously with work and other commitments is unable to finish the season, and we do miss Ben quite a bit, but nonetheless it's between those two for the title. Regarding the teams, this is how it looks. Sweet and Sour Motorsport lead by 5. Got a 560 point gap in the got a 560 points, and they have a 215 point gap over Audi Sport in second. Third place is MC Motorsport. Fourth is Not Fast Just Furious. Fifth is Rainbow Prolap. Sixth is Team Prolap. Seventh is Smoky Racing. Eighth is Metal N Racing, and ninth, and bringing up the rear, is Powerline Racing. And Kelly, tonight the main fight is between Matimovic and Emplava, but the other thing as well is Sweet and Sour Motorsport of Matt and Smithy can win the title tonight. They have a 282 points still available, and they have 215 point gap, so they could seal the deal here.
Absolutely, they certainly could this evening. So that's where we're getting to now, isn't it? As championships start to get wrapped up, people start to are unable to win the season. So getting to the sharp end now, Dan.
Yeah, definitely so, and we will see who will come out on top. And the last time we ran here at Laguna Seca was season 3. Yep. I'm just looking through my notes. Season 3, and it was round 9 of the championship. And the lap record in the qualifying is actually held by a pro driver of BT Target in the Mercedes in the Pro-Am. He did a 1:23.2, and his race pace was a 1:23.4 as well. Regarding the drivers, it goes the way of the pros. It goes the way of qualifying, went the way of Jamie Brazy with a 21.7. And the race went to myself of a 1:22.7. So those are the kind of lap times we are looking here. But we got different conditions. We are in the was it the
autumn. Spring? Sorry,
spring.
Yeah. So track temperatures. It's just in that zone again, Dan, between hard and soft tyres, I believe, don't you?
Definitely so. We had the same issue at Ruapuna, but obviously we're now coming from spring instead of being into autumn. So, definitely a tricky night for these guys ahead.
Absolutely, yeah. And let's talk a bit about this legendary Californian circuit here at Laguna Seca. It's one of those tracks, isn't it? A bit of a leveler, Dan, and a classic track, pretty much known by all, and world famous, of course, for the corkscrew.
Yeah, very famous for the corkscrew, and it is, for some reason, my laptop has now suddenly died, so I can't actually give you that information.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the information.
I know you did a load of research, yeah.
The main elevation change here at Laguna Seca is 180 feet, or about 55 meters, and about 10-story drop from turn 8 to turn 9. Which is obviously the corkscrew into the fast left-hander. So there's quite a massive drop, and it's all sudden as DJ Phil and Bryn come very close to one another.
Yeah, they do come together, yeah, absolutely. Bryn's here now just racing up the hill. We're doing onboard for the full track in a minute, but it's the corkscrew that's particularly famous as we climbing up to the corkscrew now. As Dan said, it's 180 feet elevation change. That's the whole track. But again, as Dan said, there's 105, 10 stories from this point here, which is turn 8 there. This is actually 8A, and this is actually turn 9 there. So from 8 to 9 is 105 feet drop, 10 stories from there. So I don't think we ever really get the full perspective of that on screen or on TV, if you've seen it on TV. I think it's one of those that you really need to kind of be there to understand the elevation change.
I think the last thing that really did show how much the elevation change was actually, do you remember the Top Gear episode that Jeremy Clarkson did with the
NXS?
With the NXS here, trying to beat his lap time on Gran Turismo. So that's kind of an idea of how much of a drop that the corkscrew has. Also got Mummy D in the comments as well. So nice to see you guys in the comments. Get your comments in, get your likes in, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell to be notified as well. Smithy has a moment, but there's loads of interesting facts here. Currently sponsored by WeatherTech Obviously on the game it says it's sponsored by a Mazda, but it's now been taken over by WeatherTech. Obviously here in California, and a grade 2 FIA grade 2, and was built in 1957. The track itself cost 1.5 million US dollars to build, and it has 11. A lot of money back then. 11 corners, a 2.238 miles long, and the current lap record is actually held by Elio Castroneves in an IndyCar of a 1:07.1. And funny enough, that was set in the 16th of March 2000, and today is the 16th of March 2022. Exactly 22 years ago, Elio set that lap time.
To the day. I've got a couple of facts. It's called Laguna Seca, and that's actually Spanish for dry lagoon. The area where the track lies once was a lake, so it's a dried lake bed, yeah, that's why it's called Laguna Seca.
Any more?
The original development, Dan, was actually dates back as far as 1867, where the nearby Laguna Seca Ranch has been operating for 140 years. That was the original site. Oh. So, yeah. All
so
interesting facts.
Very interesting facts. More importantly, Kelly, the one I really want to know: do we like Laguna Seca? You know, it's one of those tracks where I always seem to go quite well. It's one of those tracks where I always seem to get into quite a groove. I think I like it for that reason. If I chose to drive it, yeah, probably not. Yourself, what's your feelings? Again, it's one of those weird circuits. It's very famous circuit, obviously due to the corkscrew. It's been well known, a very popular American circuit. I know the American Endurance Championship comes here, GTs come here, I think bikes even come here. It's also very known for its cycling. You pay $10 and you can do a 2-hour session on the track itself, so you can take your bike round, which is okay. You can go to Throxton and Donington Park and do it for free in the evening.
You can, but you haven't got 180 feet elevation change. But yes, you can. You're quite right, and I've done it with Throxton anyway.
As have I've done it on a BMX bike. But
yeah, me too. Yeah.
Going back to it, I think it's a real it's a driver's circuit. You know, it has all the kind of corners and lines that drivers would enjoy, especially the corkscrew, the elevation changes. It's very much a driver's circuit. I would say I like it, but I wouldn't necessarily drive it every day.
No. Should we have a lap on board as we're on board with Emplava, so we can all have a look at this this track as it comes out of the last corner, accelerating. As you see, starting to go uphill slightly. This is actually turn 1. Is this one here? Is turn 1 coming downhill into the Andretti hairpin? This one double left-hander. Let the car run wide. Pick up the apex on the exit. Try not to run wide. Come over to the left-hand side for 3. Brake down a gear. Well, I do. Accelerate hard out of this one. Don't run wide round here. It's all dirt, as you can see on each side. And right-hander here. Hug the curb and accelerate hard. Now this is where it starts to go uphill. This is the bits where I'm struggling. Can't stand this corner. Can't seem to get the apex as Emplava stays well clear of that apex himself. Rising uphill now, again, unsighted this one, tricky corner. Hit the brakes now, turn the car, you then see the apex. Try not to run wide. There is a bit of run off there, but not a lot. We're coming up towards the corkscrew. It's unsighted. As you come over the top of the hill, you're already on the brakes. Down a couple of gears. Pick up the start of it, come across, let the car drift down and drop into the pit. You're in the, you're dropping down now 105 feet down to turn 9. Pull it into the apex, don't run wide, you will be out on the gravel there. Second to last corner, again, on camber, as Emplava goes a little bit deep there. Last corner, down all the gears, and pick up the apex, get back on the power as quick as you can, and accelerate hard. If you're quick round here, you're in the early 20s, 21, 22, 23, something like that. And if you are quick, then it'll pay you back. If you're not, you're in the gravel.
This is what I was saying about being a driver's track. If you do nail the lap here, it does reward you. So, yeah, it's definitely good. It's one of those tracks that really does invite you to nail the lap. And like you said, a 23 is currently lap times that we are seeing. A 22 is a really good pace here in the Pro-Am. So we've got a couple more comments here. Smithy saying, evening people, good luck to all. Yours for the take-in. Welshie, you've got this. Lovely track for the Lambo, says Smithy again. Brad N, slick comms, gents, loving it. And thank you for the nice comment. And make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Hit the bell to be notified for when we are live. And yeah, Kelly, this is going to be a titanic fight between Matt and Emplava. And another fun fact for you: do you know who picked this circuit this season?
No, I don't.
This was actually picked by Peaceful Explosion.
Was it?
Our head steward for the Pro-Mans, Mike himself, picked this circuit. He loves this track.
Excellent. We expect him to do well tomorrow night. You can see how well he does tomorrow night by tuning in at 8 o'clock, same time, same place, when the pros go on track tomorrow night, and see if Peaceful Explosion likes the track so much he can put it on a podium.
Yeah, definitely so. And there was one other thing that I forgot to mention, and this happened in Season 3. We've nicknamed this track the Glitch Track. Because,
yes.
Do you remember, Callie, that season as well, we had so many issues with this circuit.
Spooky Laguna, I called it, didn't I?
You called it Spooky Laguna, we've called it the Glitch Track. There's been so many different names for this circuit, and I just vaguely remember Daniel Francis in the Pro-Am losing his rear wing out of nowhere. You know, there was just that. We also had so many glitch issues, we've had so many pit stop errors, which we also realised that we found out the Championship Online seems to be affected by American circuits. So
yeah, there was a lot of people running into the wall, as I remember, as well, coming straight out of the pits. I think that happened to me. Come straight out of the pits, run straight into the wall, couldn't avoid it.
Well, we definitely learned a lot thanks to Laguna, and that's why we primarily don't do an online championship on American circuits now. But nonetheless, the big question as well that we need to kind of answer and decide what is going to happen is, what tyre choices are people going to be using? We are in the spring. We are looking at 34 degrees is the track temperature, is what I've been told. So it's in that bracket of soft and hards. And Kelly, I know for yourself, you prefer the soft tyre, and you tend to be a lot softer on your tyres as well. So I'm assuming that's what you would go for.
That's what I'm going to run tomorrow night, Dan. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't have to tell me about yours because you're fighting for a championship and I'm not. But yeah,
I mean, I'm not scared to explain what I'm running hards basically for here. That's what I've seen to get to work. I can't get the softs to work here, so it's been the opposite for Ruapuna, where the softs were the best tyre. For me here at Laguna, it's got to be the hard tyre.
Well, yeah, I mean, last week there was a lot of talk and some people running hard tyres last week. I had no issues on my tyres at all last week at Ruapuna, and my practice that I've been doing here, again, no issues on the tyres whatsoever. It might be my slow and steady style, because as everybody who tunes in regular knows, I'm not the quickest, but I am consistent, and maybe that's why I'm better on my tyres than some others. But yeah, for me, it's going to be softs all the way. I don't see me coming off the soft tyres for the rest of the season, being that we've only got a couple of rounds left, to be fair.
And to be fair, it doesn't look like we're going to get any rain here. Beautiful sunshine. Got my lovely Rainbow Prolapse bikini out. So
yeah, nice.
I really don't see any rain coming our way. But it is Emplava who is setting the early pace here. And what a pace he is setting. He is currently 1.1 faster than Ukbar and Dean at the minute. So Ukbar looking very good here. And the BMW is also looking very, very strong at this stage.
Yeah, I believe Matt's sandbagging a little bit, don't you? I believe he's not showing his true place in this practice session. He's been out. He hasn't been out much, but he's been out. He's put a bit of a sighter lap in, I think.
We're looking at the fuel usages at the minute. I just had a quick look at Dean's, and he was running he was running 54 litres worth of fuel.
Wow.
So he's doing those lap times on that set of fuel load. Emplava currently with 7 litres worth of fuel. So he's doing short burst runs here, quali test. Ukbar, again, he's on quali fuel. What's Matt running?
Matt's on race fuel by the looks of it, 39 litres. yeah, I think he's just getting his eye in, you know, just because it's always worth going out and getting your eye in, isn't it, Dan? Because things change and we can't really explain it. However much you set up a practice session to be identical to this, it could just happen where the car doesn't feel the same, the track doesn't feel the same. I don't think anyone's got any answers for it, actually. It just happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does, and you got to well, in Matt's situation, you've now got to start thinking of the championship. You can't get involved in any silly little errors, anything like that. You want to be focusing on primarily staying out of trouble and just scoring the points. And Plava's got a mountain to climb, but Stealth Sloth with a big moment there. Yeah. Stealth Sloth is the one with the light blue, while Welshie's got the green.
I'll get it before the end of the season, you see. We've only got a couple of rounds left. I'll get it by Spa. But that was a good example. You get out on the side here as you look to the edges of the track. It's like a dirt surface, as we can see Ugbar going up through the dirt surface as well. You get out on there, and just for a moment you think, oh well, it's not too bad. There's grip here. There's grip here. Well, we'll plough on and get back to the track, and then car just snaps from underneath you, and you're round in the wall or whatever. It's a weird surface when you're off track. Yeah,
and the circuit being like a sandy kind of gravelly circuit as well,
yeah.
It will bite as Dean gets a little bit closer with the fuel run he was running. That's quite a good lap time with being 9 tenths off the back. You see Smoky Devil facing the wrong way. But Matt coming towards the line now. He's probably going to do one more lap. Welshie and DJ Phil also still out on track. So that's most of the practice session done. Matt constantly in the 24s on race pace. Welshie looking solid as well in 7th place. But it's been a great season nonetheless. We here at Simplay Motorsport. And guys, also make sure you tune in Saturday. Me and Kelly both will be hitting the track once again. And we will be going to... we're going back to Fuji once again. And we'll be doing the 6 hour of Fuji World Endurance Championship returns. 6 hours of Fuji, and make sure you tune in on Saturday from midday. Can the LMP2 stay out of the GTE's way, and can we also bring an end to Ben Parkey's reign of winning every race so far?
Well, there's a good chance that's going to happen, Dan, and I'll tell you why there's a good chance that's going to happen, is because I'm driving his car, and he's not going to be able to make it. So I've got his car, or his space. I may not run the same livery, but yeah, it's a good chance that he's not going to score any more points at Fuji, as we see Welshie all over. Look at that rally car, that one. And we'll also see, come and join us on Saturday and see if the AI still hate Daniel, because they seem to, every time the AI is in the car, they seem to head for Dan, don't they, Dan?
Yes, they seem to do as
yeah,
well.
They seem to hate you.
Yeah, that's the end of the practice session, and Enplava setting at the pace earlier on, but that was just the practice session. We are about to get into qualifying, a 10-minute qualifying session for the Pro-Am boys. And Kelly, let's go. Predictions. Who do you think is going to take pole?
Why do you always have to ask me first?
I can go first.
Yeah, go on, you go first.
Enplava for pole position tonight.
Agreed.
He's a little bit laggy there. Let's see if we can switch to someone else.
Let's get off him, because we don't like that lagginess, do we?
It should be fine now. Maybe it's just a little bit of a trippy situation that we've just started with him. Go back on board with him again a minute.
Hang on. Enplava.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Much better.
Like we said, good old spooky Laguna.
Good old Spooky Laguna. Just talking about pit exit there, Dan, it's a little bit of a tricky one as well, isn't it? It's very easy to go racing down the pit exit and then get caught out by the little bit of the left-hander at the bottom. Very easy to go scooting off across the dirt, and then you end up on the track when you shouldn't be. So
definitely so. I'm just keeping an eye on Smokey's dot. I will let you know. We'll go on board with Smokey. He's currently still in the pit, so we can have a good look of the pit exit. But it will be something that the stewards will be keeping an eye on, because we haven't given a video for this one, but it's pretty clear of what you're meant to do here at Laguna. But there could be incidences. You could miss your brakes, especially cold brakes, just after you've just done your pit stop, and just miss turn 1 completely. I'm still keeping an eye on this dot. Hopefully he'll move very shortly.
Yeah, he's obviously having a little drink.
We could go on board. Well, by the time we get there, Emplava will be around the corner anyway. So your pit entry is just to the left-hand side. Those little dash lines. That's where the entry will be, and there is just a solid wall in the way. If we go on board with Emplava.
I was waiting for Go Smokey. There we go.
As he comes over the crest, as you can see on the left-hand side, you will have to stay on that side of the cones. Smokey is actually exiting the pits. But you will stay on the inner side of the track. You're not allowed to go past the cones or the rumble strip in the center. You stay within this lane, go all the way down the bottom of the hill, and go down this little escape road and come out onto the track. And the way the cars naturally exit the corner, you shouldn't really hit anybody, but crazier things have happened here at Simplay Motorsport.
Yeah, absolutely, with no shadow of a doubt at all. So yes, that can catch people out, especially when you're in a hurry. You see your rival on your right hand side coming around the corner in front of you. You push too hard, you're out of that little pit lane, and as you say, the entry is not too bad. It's quite easy to slow down, but when you do slow down, there is a solid wall right in front of you, so very easy to tap the wall. So just a little bit of care needed, that's all.
Definitely so, and both of us are looking for Emplava to take pole position as he's coming through the final few corners. I don't know who's actually going to cross the line first, but we know Stealth Sloth is just ahead of him.
I think.
No, there is a car just ahead. It is Dean who sets the pace. 24-4. Guys, get your predictions on who you think is going to take pole position, and we'll get... Well, and Matt really needs to tell me how to do a poll, because then I can sort one out. But Stealth Sloth crosses the line at 29-1, but Emplava already setting the pace at 23-9 is what the boys are after.
Yes, indeed. I thought you knew how to do a poll, Dan. You seem to do it week in, week out.
It's not me, Matt does it.
I meant a pole position, but there you go.
Oh no, I don't do pole positions.
Poll, that's for sure.
I don't do pole positions. You're thinking of the other. Right. You're thinking of the other pro driver.
The other slippery one in the BMW.
I mean, I think I've only had one pole this season.
I say slippery with all the love because he is such a good driver and so difficult to keep behind Dan.
Yeah, he is. As we are mainly focused on Pro-Am tonight, and Matt is. Matt's gone 7th so far, but I think he's on the hard tyres.
Yeah, getting his hard tyres in, and they get his.
It's an interesting. It is an interesting strategy because you know as well, Kelly, that the hard tyres don't switch on instantly. You have to get them going. Yeah. So primarily, Matt's got a couple of laps out there to figure out.
I'm surprised that he's going to do. I would have done the quali on the softs, wouldn't you, Dan? Even if I'm running the hards?
I probably would have, yeah. I'm just trying to find out as well.
But then, to be fair, I mean, I could do it on the softs after lap 1, after my out lap. The pressures aren't exactly where I want them to be, so it might be prudent, just to do a second slow lap, just to get the tyres exactly where he wants them, even on the softs.
Yeah. A little fun fact for you here. For this season, Matt has only taken 2 pole positions this season, while Emplava has taken 4. Right.
Wow.
So that's
interesting. Been able to, been a bit of a Bottas, hasn't he? And that sounded terrible, didn't it? Been a bit of a Bottas. That sounded like I was insulting him, and I certainly wasn't. He's been taking the poles, but not converting them into wins. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but
Ben Parkey has taken 3 this season. Laney's taken 4. Emplava taken 4. Dimasoki's taken 1 this season, and I think that's it. I think Ukbar's had 1 as well. Where is Ukbar? There he is. He's had 4 this season.
Has he really?
But I think they've been race 2 pole positions.
Yeah.
And the highest Pro-Am driver in the polls is Ukbar himself, tied with Matt with 7 pole positions.
Wow, there you go. Is it me, or has nobody actually said anything further than Brad N on the chat? Because
They
my chat
haven't.
stopped.
Come
No,
on,
they
guys,
haven't,
let's get
okay.
your chats in. Let's get
Yeah.
your chat in.
What's going
Come
on?
and speak to us.
Tell us something. Tell us something cool.
Do you like Laguna, Seca? And also, I was going to ask something, but I think I'll leave it to the end of the season. As Matt has gone fastest with a 20.36, so whatever he was hiding, he's now unleashed it, and I think that's the hard tyre finally kicking in. When we get to, he's back into the pits, so maybe he's doing a soft tyre run now, possibly with the time he has left. When we get to Spa. He is going very well, and I think he likes this circuit, to be fair. It's kind of a different type of circuit. I believe Ukbar's favourite circuit is actually selected for next season.
Okay. Which is, do we know?
Road America.
Oh, yeah.
As, I
mine
used
got in as well.
Yes, yours is the first round of the season, and by unpopular opinions, most people doesn't seem to like that selection, as Welsh has a big moment through the corkscrew.
Yeah, you know what? You know how much I care about other people's opinion on my track selection? 0.
Mine didn't, sadly.
What would you pick? Simona.
Yes, Sonoma.
And it didn't make it.
Nope.
Gutted. Good track.
Absolutely gutted. I mean, I'm not complaining about the selections.
That's Smithy with a huge off there. That was spectacular.
Well, so far, Matt, our prediction of M. Plava taking pole position has gone right out the window.
Yeah, and I'm Kelly, not Matt, but there you go.
Oh, that's the one. I'm looking at Matt. That's the problem. I'm looking at the next.
I know. Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah,
I'm just getting ready for next season. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like it'd be all change. Obviously, Matt will go up to the Pro, and then Plava will go up to the Pro. Because that's looking pretty much a dead cert. The question is, Dan, is who's going to follow them up to Pro? Lots of questions being answered. There's the talk of a bit of a restructure for season 7. So things could change quite dramatically, but certainly we think Matt and then Plava will go on up to Pro. So there'll be a change in the commentary teams as well, due to driver placings.
Definitely. So as we're going to have to decide over the off-season what is going to happen. And Braddock in the comments saying, don't spin Disco, lol. And Disco's not racing tonight. He's actually racing tomorrow night. So tune in for tomorrow night for the pros. And, well, let me take that back, Kelly, because M. Plava has just gone and smashed into the 22s.
Wow, look at that. He's flying now. 22s. Fastest of the Pro-Am so far. Is Matt going to respond? We think he might be out on a soft tyre run this time.
I think the soft tyre is the only option really on quali.
Yeah.
For the first lap, it's a great tyre. After that, it just dies. So,
if you think.
That's what
for me.
But I'm a bit more aggressive on my tyres than you are. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just a bit more aggressive generally, really. So it's yes, of course. So
well, fun fact for you as well: M. Plava and Matt have both smashed the qualifying record. M. Plava has. Matt not
goes quicker.
White. So M. Plava sets the fastest so far, 22.7. Matt has one more lap.
He's got another go at it. I was going to say that. Yeah, he's got another go at it if he keeps it clean and tidy. I mean, let's face it, he's on the front row. It's not the end of the world, is it?
No, and with him not having as many pole positions but more race wins, he will be looking to try and 6,000 up there.
Yeah, he's up. He's up on his own time, of course. That's not on a pole position. That's up on his own time, and taking a little bit too much dirt. That'll hurt him further on in the lap. He would have not been able to get the traction that he would have wanted.
Yeah,
we'll see as he comes up.
He's probably heated the tyres up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. As he comes out now, he's down on his time only by 1/100th, but he's got 6/10 to make up in the last section. And
this might be the sector he's losing time. That's the question. He's lost all the fuel now, pretty much. He's coming to the final end of the circuit. He's a little bit twitchy. He did say he's feeling a little bit under the weather tonight.
Yeah.
So let's see what Matt can do. He exits the final corner. Get a good exit down the main straight and towards the line he can. Can he get any closer to M. Plava? Oh, he finds a 10th, but not enough. He does beat... he just beats BT Targa's record, but DJ Phil, the last across the line. Will he find any more time? We'll find out shortly. But it is Plava who will gain the extra point and has taken pole position here from Matimovic in second. Third is Ugbar. Another solid qualifying session from Ugbar there. Smokey in fourth, Dean in fifth, Bryn in sixth, seventh is Welshie, eighth is Smithy, ninth is Stelsoff, and bringing up the rear is DJ Phil. So, race one is about to get underway here, Kelly. Plava taking pole position. Who are we looking to take the win here for the first race? Well, as you don't like to be going first at the minute, I will get my prediction out the way. I'm going to go for Matt for race one.
I think if Matt has a good start, which he normally does, and gets in front of Plava, he'll make it extremely difficult for him to pass. So, yeah, I'm thinking it's hard to say any different, to be honest. I'm going to say, just to throw it out there different, Ugbar.
It would be
now, if I just spoilt your race, Ugbar, then I'm really sorry. But that's who I'm going.
But guys, get your comments in. Let's get your prediction on who you think is going to take the win here. As Braddock reckons that Ugbar is going to... he did think Disco, but he's now realised that Disco is actually in the Pro, not the Pro-Am. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night, Braddock, so you can see him out on track. PN Motorsport, yeah, torrid season for you, Disco. It's not been the best for him, but get your comments in, get your predictions in. Kelly's going for Ugbar. I'm going for Matt for this one. I really don't like seeing Matt winning at the minute because he seems to win in everything in F1 and in GTs. But from what I've heard and spoken to him about, he might have the consistency for this one. Get your comments in.
This is another race where the camera view is terrible for the start. It was like that last week at Ruapuna. The camera angle that you're looking at is rubbish for the start, but it's all we've got, unfortunately, so I do apologise.
Well, the revs rise, the lights will come on very shortly. It's a little bit slower here in America. There's the lights, there's one, there's two, there's three. And we're green here at Laguna, and Matt gets a fantastic start once again. We have to question if that's a drive-through or not, but it looked pretty good to me. But everyone else heading towards turn one and all relatively good off the line. Smokey with decent start. Dean sending it into turn one, but goes a little bit wide as they all funnel through turn one, and all looks well behaved by everyone. But Dean and Ugbar going side by side as they head into turn two, and they're all looking very, very close, but they're all giving shots. Dean's dropped it. There's the car over. Welshie's been rolled over.
It's Welshie. It's the reset button as well, but he was on his roof, so he get away with that. Absolute carnage there. I was just thinking how they were doing so well through the first couple of corners, and it usually means there's chaos tomorrow night, but then it all went drastically wrong, and Welshie ended up on his roof. And Plava's
going down. Plava's in the wall.
He's lost it. Rare mistake from Plava, very rare mistake. He's lost it going up the hill. He's in big trouble now. He's got damage to that car, and he's all the way towards the back.
He is all the way to the back, and pit window opens lap 6, so he's got a long time until he can pit. Look at Smokey's pace.
Look at Smokey.
He's really pressurising Matt right now. Smokey looking fantastic at this stage as Mummy D and Disco think that Matt is going to take the win here, but what great racing. Well, I say great racing, cars flying everywhere at this stage, but look at Smokey. He's flying right now. The Mercedes is incredibly good on its hard tyres, and Smithy's up to third place.
Smithy is up to third place. Looks like Ugbar's made a mistake. Smokey's looking very racy. I did think about tipping him for the race win. Obviously,
Welshie into the pits.
Welshie into the pits, as he would be, and I'm glad I didn't, because he's having a great race at the moment.
He is. He's having a good race. So Smokey's dropped it. No. So Matt is now extending his lead.
Commentator's curse is real. I apologise, Smokey. Look, and he's got to wait for all the pack. He spins it round the opposite way so he can get pointing in the right direction, so he doesn't come across the track. That's sensible thinking from Smokey Devil there. Now let's look at this. Oh no, it's Ugbar. I was just about to say we had an Acura 1-2 there for a minute, but Ugbar's just put the move on Smithy. This has given Matt an absolute early Christmas, hasn't it? The sun's shining, but the Christmas decks will be out in a minute. He's giving so many presents.
He's way down in the distance now. He's 6 seconds ahead of Ukbar, but he can't afford to make any mistakes. He needs to keep it cool and calm. Well, Sweet and Sour Motorsport are outscoring Audi Sport right now, and they are on their way to possibly winning the Constructors here. How many litres worth of fuel, DJ Phil? 126 litres.
Is he driving that home? Is he back to the UK?
Is he driving the World Endurance Championship in that thing? But
I didn't even know you could hold 126 litres in these cars.
Neither did I, but currently him and Stealth Stoffer had a great start. Oh, as I say that, they both dropped it.
Yes, indeed. And that was Stealth, and that's given Ant Plava a bit of a lifeline. Considering he was all the way towards the back, he's dragged himself back to
Watch
fourth.
out for Smokey, here comes Smokey.
Smokey's on the way back as well. Smokey, oh, damn, that was nice. I don't know if he can hold on to it as well. I was just about to say that was optimistic, but he executed that beautifully right down the inside, got it stopped and got it turned round as well. So great move from Smokey there. I wonder if Ed Plant was carrying damage, Dan.
Possibly so. Look at the front of that car. It looks a bit damaged on the front, so he's probably carrying aero damage. So he's probably not very strong in a straight line. There's Mike is in the comments saying, Smithy, you've got this podium, bud. He's just checking in. Obviously, a head steward for the Pro-Ams. He's just keeping an eye on things. There's a Stealth all over the grass there, and well, I say grass, dust, as he's dropped it.
Oh, is that in the background? Stealth again. Yep, Stealth again, struggling round here, that's for certain sure. That's given DJ Phil another position back. So Smokey is flying and trying to recover that spin. We've got Smithy in the podium position at the moment, and Ugbar in a bit of no man's land now. He's got to try and claw back the gap to Matt, but there's lapping similar sort of times as Matt just goes and does a 25.8. Ugbar responds, does he? With yes, 25.6. Goes a couple of tenths, but a couple of tenths is going to take a while to bring back 6 seconds.
Well, Ugbar will want to stay as high up as possibly can, because he's in a championship fight in the mid-pack. He's currently in a fight between Ugbar is in a fight with Smithy, Dean, Musoki and Welshi. All these guys all battling it out for those final few points. But the other thing is, obviously we've come to the 10th round of the championship, and this is your final time to take double points, and there's only a handful of drivers left to take their double points, and I don't know if to say it now or do it later, but there is a couple of drivers taking double points here, and they're going to be hoping to jump the tables as quickly as they can. Smokey has caught Smithy really quickly here.
Really fast. Yeah, Smithy's struggling a little bit. I don't know if he's running the hard tyres, but he did a 29.0 last lap. Smithy's struggling just at the moment to try and keep that car pointing in the right direction. So you see Smokey hunting him down corner by corner, pulling back that gap so quickly as they come through the corkscrew, drop 105 feet down to turn 9. I'm never going to forget that one now, Dan, you know that.
Well, hopefully,
Smokey's going to go.
He's going to have a go, but that Mercedes looks very strong here. He's actually the fastest man, or was the fastest man. Matt crosses the line and does a 25.2. Ugbar with a 24.7. He's bringing that gap down slowly. As Smokey now gets a good exit. Can he get past Smithy down the inside? There's a couple of cars off at the corkscrew as Smokey does move up into third place position.
And Plava smashing up all the marker boards. He'll be popular for that one. I think he's struggling with this damage here, Dan. I think he's
even though he's struggling with the damage, he's lapping similar to Matt in front. So whatever is the struggle, he's managing to make it work. I think Welshy's been having an issue up in the corkscrew. He's managed to get going again. Dean as well looks like he's been struggling. He's dropped off the pace, as has Stealth Sloth. So all these guys, I saw a couple of cars off at the corkscrew, but Smithy now dropping down the order as Smokey and Emplava have managed to find a way through. We're on lap 5. Next lap, the end of lap 6, the pit window will open.
Yeah, I think you're quite right about Emplava's lap times, Dan, but he doesn't look his normal smooth self, does he? He looks a little bit ragged, and I wonder if that is, well, one, is he overdriving the car, trying to drag back something out of this round, or is he just carrying a little bit damaged? Because he doesn't look his usual kind of, he's usually got a very controlled style, and not too many mistakes from this guy. So, yeah, we're seeing a bit of some scruffy laps. So, I think one or the other, Dan, he's either overdriving that car or he's just carrying a little bit of damage, I feel.
Yeah, Bryn's into the pits as well, so that's been noted. He's pitted a bit early, so we'll have to see if he has high enough damage to the point that the car is undrivable, as Dean is currently in 8th place and is on his way forward, trying to catch Stelsloff as quickly as he can. But for Ukbar, this is great pace from him. He's slowly bringing that gap down to Matt. Matt currently doing 25.7s, while Ukbar constantly in the 24s. He's looking strong here.
Yes, indeed. I mean, Matt's in the box seats here. He knows that Ukbar's coming, but if he can just keep his lap times consistent, it's going to take Ukbar a while to drag this gap down. And we've said it before, catching is one thing, passing's another.
That is very true. Famous words from a man we lost exactly 1 year ago.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did see what you did there. Sadly, this time last year, or, well, actually, I think it was what I can't remember what it was that was reminded Matt of it, but it's been a year since we lost the great.
Grand Prix.
Was it the Silverstone Grand Prix?
Yeah, you did, because you were at Silverstone on Sunday,
Yes.
weren't you?
Yes. The Silverstone Grand Prix here at Simplay Motorsport. It's been a whole year since we've lost the great Murray Walker, who was an idol to all commentators, probably even myself and Kelly, definitely Matt, I know for sure, was an absolute idol to listen to, and was the voice of F1 as Emprava has come into the pit in the pit window.
And had so many brilliant
As the Smithy.
Had so many brilliant one-liners, didn't he? Do you know?
Yep.
I think his autobiography was called "If I'm Not Very Much Mistaken," and then he goes on to "I Was Very Much Mistaken." And yeah, so many great lines from the great man himself. Like, "If it's only F1 backwards." I thought that was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I might try and find some classic Murray lines as
some Murrayisms. And Clark with a quick stop, Dan.
Yeah, very quick stop, and he must have not had too much damage, so he's managed to get away with that relatively quickly. Stelsloff also into the pits in the pit window. So far, I have to question Bryn's picks. I didn't get to see him come in, so we'll question that one. But we know Welshie came in with massive damage, and Emprava, instead of getting a penalty, has managed to stay out and deal with the damage. But Matt leads the way as Ukbar just seems to have lost a little bit of pace to him at this stage.
Yes, yeah, it's kind of evened out a little bit now, similar sort of lap times. I wonder if Emplava's chose to go on with a bit of damage, or maybe he's got no damage at all. But I don't know about you, Dan, but I've certainly found this year's McLaren to carry its damage really quite well. I don't know what the Audi's like for carrying damage. The Porsche was terrible for it, wasn't it? You can't carry damage with the Porsche.
Yeah, the Porsche was horrendous carrying damage, but nonetheless, I feel the McLaren isn't too bad, but we'll see how Emprava gets on, if he still has any like mechanical damage. Maybe he's just done aero. But right now, Ukbar looking solid at this stage in that second place position. And at this minute, the closest fight on track at the minute is Dean and Smithy on track. But all spread out a little bit. We're on lap 7, so the laps are coming down relatively quickly. So we've had Smithy, Emprava, Welshie and Stelsloff all pit as Dean goes a little bit wide there. Yeah. And I found a couple of Murrayisms.
Yeah.
The lead car is unique, except for the one behind, which is identical.
Yeah, that's good fun. Yeah, I remember that one. Oh, I remember hearing it before. Yeah.
With half the race gone, there's still half race to go.
Half the race to go. Yeah.
Unless I am very much mistaken, I am very much mistaken.
I'm sure that's the one that's his autobiography. Yeah, funny. and loads more. He chatted on the fly, didn't he? Which a lot of us did, to be fair. You know, so I'm sure if we were famous, Dan, they'd be quoting our stupid sayings. Because I certainly think I've said some stupid stuff over the last 12 months or so.
I'm pretty sure I have as well, but Smithy with a little bit of a wiggle there, and the top 3 guys currently in the 25s. What pace they're showing. Emprava early on with an early pit stop, so he's obviously not going to be lapping as similar as he's now actually coming to the line. It'd be interesting to see what the gaps will be. He's 35 seconds behind Matt, and he does a 24.2. Look at that from Emprava.
He's got the hang of it, hasn't he?
He definitely has.
Yes, indeed. But he's going to need an awful lot of them to drag this one back. So, damage limitation. Let's see. Oh, he's still 20 seconds off Smokey. Do you know what I mean? Going a second a lap quicker, he still hasn't got the laps to do it. Do you know what I mean? So, maybe he's just going to go for fastest lap and try and have a point back that way.
Yeah, possibly so. And at the minute, with that 24.2, he would take fastest lap at this minute. But he's looking to just pump in some very good lap times in. And yeah, try and jump the guys in front of him as quickly as he possibly can. As I think someone is actually coming into the pits. That is Ukbar. He's opted into pits.
Yes, sorry, I was trying to read the comments. And as we see, Daft Punk in the pit crew again. And he's in and out, away. Let's go down the pit lane with him. 37 miles per hour until you go past the green cone. Then you can take off the limiter and accelerate down the hill. As I said, very easy to get greedy on this pit exit. You've got to get it slowed down, and just around that corner, then you can accelerate back on track.
Yeah, and Ukbar has managed to stay ahead of Emplava, but Emplava has jumped Smokey, so that's good for Emplava. Can he hunt down and catch Ukbar towards the end? That's the question. But now Matt is the next man to pit, and he looks like he's got traffic ahead of him at this minute. And Disco does comment another one. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that car except that it's on fire.
It's on fire.
That's a brilliant one.
Which is brilliant, isn't it? We miss you so much, Murray.
I did find another one. That's history. I say history because it's in the past. That's another classic one from him. As Ukbar now puts a lap on Stel Sloth. Mansell can see in his earphone. Okay, never heard of that one.
You can see him in his earphone.
That's what it says. Here's a bit of a touring car one here that I found.
Go on.
all the first three cars are all escorts, which isn't surprising as this is an all escort race.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
Jensen Button is in the top 10 in 11th position.
Oh, dear.
Oh, man.
You got to think the guy was drinking most of the time, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Probably partied with James Hunt because they commentated together for many years.
Like this one, I don't understand. You might not think it's cricket, but it's not. It's motor racing. Like,
Oh, dear.
some of these are just so bizarre.
They are. But as I said, heat of the moment, you're chatting about it. I mean, he did quite a few races commentating on his own as well. And Murray's style was kind of speaking at 150 miles an hour, you know, and, keep trying to keep up with the cars. And, it's we've both said stupid things. It's really easy to do when you're talking off the fly, when things are happening right in front of you. And as I said, Murray did although he had various partners over the years. I said James Hunt,
Matt's into the pits.
Martin Brundle, people like that. Matt into the pits.
He's gone.
Stanson.
He's already gone.
In and out.
And,
another sharp pit stop.
I'm actually going to use a Murrayism right now. With half the race gone, there's only half still to go as Matt crosses the line to start lap 12. Where is Ukbar? He's currently off by the looks of things. He's off.
Oh no, Ukbar well off. That's going to Emplava coming through. Emplava's in front of Smokey. What's up to Smokey as well?
Smokey just lost out into the pits. No, Emplava has pit.
He has stopped, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yep. So Emplava has managed to drag himself from 7th or 8th place all the way back up to 2nd place, as Disco says. It's got to be the one I've got to stop because I got a lump in my throat, and that was famously when Damon Hill won the Japanese Grand Prix, taking the championship, I believe.
Yeah, he took the championship. That was that one. Yeah.
Where's
absolutely.
Jamie when you need him?
Yeah. Well, I remember seeing that one live when that happened. Because watched that one. Haven't missed a Formula One race in quite a lot of years.
And also make sure you don't miss any of the Simplay F1 races, which are usually set on a Sunday night. And hit the link and hit the bell to be notified for when we're live, so you do not miss a single F1 race, which is on every Sunday, except for this Sunday, because you know what we're doing instead, Kelly?
I do know. I'm going to sit in the seat for 6 hours around Fuji.
At night as well.
In the night time.
As we just look at Smokey and Ugbar, both of them look
Ugbar
like they got
again.
damage. Yeah, Ugbar running wide. Smokey with damage on the front as well.
Yeah, it's got that twisted Merc face that we see quite so often from the Mercedes, and the only thing that looks uglier than that one is smashed up is the Porsche. The Porsche looks horrendous when it's smashed up.
It does indeed, and just having a look at the times, and it looks like Bryn's had a decent, sorry, not Bryn, Dean's had a decent recovery. He's up into 6th place position at this minute. He's still yet to pit, so we've still got Bryn, Dean, and DJ Phil all still yet to pit.
Yeah, I was going to say DJ Phil's up to 5th place. We'll see how that kind of pans out once he's done his pit stop.
Ugbar's back into the pits.
He must have damage. I was going to say the top 4. I mean, Matt and Emplava we know about, but Smokey and Ugbar both had very strong races. Unfortunately, it's all kind of turned to chocolate for Ugbar, and he's taken a long time in the pits. DJ Phil goes past him, although DJ Phil hasn't stopped yet. Dean's now past him as well, and Smithy. So a horrendous second half to this race for Ugbar. He can't seem to get the luck, can he?
No, definitely not. It seems like Smithy and Dean seem to be having a great fight for 5th and 6th place. They haven't really separated from one another. Smithy was actually faster that lap to Dean, so he's actually managed to claw that gap back to him. And also, like I said, with Smithy already pitted, he should stay ahead of Dean. So he should move up into 5th place, but it's looking very, very good so far for the Sweet and Sour Motorsport boys. But Matt leading away 26-0 and has got no problems. A 16-second gap to his closest rival Emplava, and is looking closer and closer to sealing that championship. But Emplava just trying to get a little bit closer to Matt. He is lapping much faster, a second and a half faster each lap, but I think he's going to run out of time.
He's going to run out of time. He's going to run out of laps, even at a second and a half quicker. You know, he's 14 behind, second and a half quicker. It's going to still take him 9 or 10 laps. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be over in 8. So, you know, it's, as we see Dean behind Smithy again. I don't know what if Dean's had a little off and Smithy's got in front of him. So Dean's got the hard work again of catching Smithy with a wonky front bumper.
Yeah, he looks like he's hit something. He said on the stream that he did have damage when he came to the pits, so maybe he's still carrying that damage. Maybe he hasn't been able to adjust and change that, as Dean is getting a run up into turn 1, and Smithy on the outside, Dean on the inside, and Dean gets the job done. And I'm actually gonna, I was gonna try and do another Murrayism, but it is not gonna work quite the same. But I did read this one. This one's quite a good one. Do my eyes deceive me, or is Senna's Lotus sounding rough? Like,
right.
It's just some of the stuff that he comes out with is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he certainly was a legend. A year ago since he's gone. Yeah, amazing that, isn't it? We also lost Sabine Schmidt about this time last year. If you go back and remember, we did an endurance race. Always Dean goes a bit wide there. It's going to put Smithy back on the back of him. We did an endurance race about a year ago, 24 hours of the Nordschleife for Cancer Research UK, wasn't it?
Yes.
And raised a lot of money, over £1,000 we raised between us. And again, I still can't thank people enough for getting involved and raising that money for Cancer Research. We did all that for Sabine Schmidt, in the memory of Sabine Schmidt, who was the queen of the Nordschleife, queen of the ring.
Another one of a kind character as well. You'll never,
absolutely,
never
so
ever see
funny,
anyone like her. And her knowledge of the Nordschleife was unbelievably good. Like better than she knew that track better than I know my own body. So it's an incredible woman she is. Definitely a massive hole in the motorsport world now she is gone, but she has left.
If you get an opportunity, not you, Dan, because I know you've seen it, but people who haven't, look up Sabine Schmidt and look up the Top Gear where she put a transit van, and I'm not talking one of these namby-pamby new custom jobbies, one of the older transit vans round the Nordschleife in just a tad over 10 minutes. It's one of the most fascinating Top Gear features. If you get an opportunity, go and have a look at that.
As Disco actually comments in the chat, Sabine, I will beat that time in a van. And she was an absolute legend of motorsport. And make sure you tune in. Have a look at our tribute to her on the 24 hours of the Nordschleife, where Andy arguably won that. It did go to another driver, but I'm not going to discuss his name because he is no longer welcome here. But Andy was the man who actually took the win for the 24 hours of the Nordschleife in his Ginetta as well. So
yeah. We run the Ginetta as well. Yeah, it was.
We did a partner drive for that, didn't we?
We did.
Smithy.
I don't think anyone's. Sorry, mate. Go on.
Sorry, Smithy has actually got back ahead of Dean once again. So what's happened to Dean? He's dropped right back. Ugbar's right onto the back of him now.
Ugbar's all over him now. Yeah, absolutely. We did a partner drive on that one. I don't think it's been done. I don't think it's been done since then.
Not that I know
nobody
of.
does. No, not that I know of. Where I mean, you did most of the heavy lifting. You did a lot more of the hours than I did, and certainly got the lap times up. But as we there goes Dean
drops
again.
it.
He does, yeah. Puff of smoke out of that BMW. Me and Matt were talking about this track off air. It's one of those, when you start to get your tyres messed up round here, it takes a while to get them back into the right position again. Do you know what I mean? Back where you want them. Once you have one spin, the tyres are very vulnerable round here.
Definitely are. 21 people currently watching. Guys, hit that like button. We're only at 13 likes. Let's get to 20 likes if we possibly can on this video. Do it for the Pro-Am guys who are struggling out here in the hot conditions here in sunny California at Laguna Seca. So hit that like button for them. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified for when we're live. Tune in tomorrow night as the pros will take on the challenge of Laguna Seca, as we do seem to have a little bit of cloud lurking around for the pros. So maybe that could change the temperatures and the dynamic of the circuit. And also make sure you tune in on Saturday, 12 o'clock midday here UK time, for the 6 hours of Fuji and night race. LMP2s and GTEs return on track. Ben Parkey not there to race. Who's going to take the next win in the LMP2s? Is it going to be myself, Xmar, Nikki, or even KLF? Dean is now into the pits. And also the GTEs return on track. Mazda, Mazda, possibly Green Pies as well, all coming to the track. I did see that, as Smithy did a very good job of avoiding a Stealth Slop. Did a very good job of just staying where he needed to be, as Ugbar now moves up into 5th place.
Yes, he does. Ugbar on a recovery drive after that horrendous damage and pit stop. He's still a minute off the lead. So I think a podium's going to be out of reach for him this evening on this race anyway. How many could have qualified, Dan? That's going to be the top 5 that can't qualify, is it not?
Top 5
we
will
haven't
not.
We haven't lost anyone, have we? 10
no,
runners
it's how many.
started with.
It's how many starts. So 10 started. So it will be the top 5 will not be able to qualify. As Stefan Berg, greetings from Hamburg, Germany. Nice to see you in the comments, mate. And nice that Simplay Motorsport is spreading all around the world. We have got a Latvian driver on track as well of Emprava. Ugbar is also Dutch. He's a Dutch driver. And
a couple of Scotsmen, a Welshman.
Yeah, a couple of Scots, Welshmen, and everyone else is English.
Absolutely, it's multicultural here, that's for certain, sure.
I think the pro is primarily English and Scottish, if I'm correct.
And Cornish.
Well, you know, we're English, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, the higher end of English.
Yeah. As Smithy and Ugbar are still relatively close to each other. Ugbar is just starting to extend that gap a little bit. DJ Phil's had a quiet race here. He's been on his own. He's currently in P4. Yet? I don't think he has. He still hasn't pitted, but he's minding his own business, and he's kind of doing what you've been doing, Kelly, in the past. Just staying out of trouble and just constantly consistent. That's what's putting up in that 4th place position right now.
The only problem with being keeping yourself out of trouble and being consistent is sometimes it's not a lot of fun.
No, it's not, but the results do come in, and DJ Phil at the minute in 4th place. He is being hunted down by Ugbar and Smithy right now. If he did pit, I'm thinking he's looking like he's probably come out behind Welshie at this stage. So
yeah, I don't know what the pit deficit is here. I haven't worked it out.
I think it's around about 20
with so
seconds.
Much fuel. Obviously, he hasn't dumped any fuel, so he's under the 100 litres. Here he comes into the pits. Right now, as you can see, look, they're right there. You have to do such a tight left turn as you come into the pits. Really tight as you come round there.
As DJ Phil is now into the pit status, now everybody pitted. Brain is questioned. We need to find out how much damage he's had, so we need to make sure we get his footage for that. But everyone now has pitted as DJ Phil is into the pits, and Matt starts his 20th lap right now.
Yeah, and Plava unable to bring the gap down to any significant kind of gap. They're kind of well spaced out now, aren't they? You've got Matt, who's just coming up behind his teammate to lap him, who's in 5th place. You've got Matt, who's a good 13, 14 seconds ahead of Plava, who's had a couple of rare mistakes this evening and has managed to be 15 seconds off the back of Matt instead of half a second. For this race, and then you go back another 15 seconds or so to Smokey. Incidentally, it's going to be again no Englishman on the podium at this time, as we see Ujima Flip with a spin. Dean
Ujima Flip.
Oh, I couldn't think just for a minute.
Is he doing the Wakasaki windmill?
I think he was doing the Wakasaki windmill there. Yeah, absolutely. I'm making a lovely job of it as well. He should be Dutch. Yeah, Smokey 30 seconds off the lead, but still on that podium position. Ugbar, again, has had an horrendous race, but has still managed to be at good points in 4th position, Dan.
I think the problem with the Ginetta, it seems to be like midpoint in the race, especially when it comes to the pits. It just seems to cook its tyres a little bit. It just seems to... just seems to catch his Ugbar out, as there's not really many fights going on track, and I think it's going to be a routine thing, as we see here the two Sweet and Sour Motorsport boys side by side, and at this stage, with them in 1st and 5th, if I can figure out the tables while they're doing this, I just need to do them and Plava. We should be able to figure out if they'll win the championship. Just give me a moment.
Okay, well, while Dan's doing that, we'll watch the guys on track. Unfortunately, this is not for position. This is Matt putting a lap on his teammate, who's in 5th place. So I think Matt just being a little bit cautious. He's losing time to Plava now. He's lost a good 3 or 4 seconds sitting behind his teammate, which, I mean, isn't really going to hurt him too much. He should have enough time in hand just to sit behind Smithy if he wants to. But he is losing time quite dramatically behind his teammate. Excuse me. And coming into the tail end of this race, and Matt just with one more to go after this one. And as we go on with Matt, as he comes round into the last section, no real spooky stuff going on so much as it did last time at Spooky Laguna, and it'll be a nice team photo, this one, as Smithy struggles there around the corner, and Matt doesn't go past him.
I think that's what he's trying to do. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to wait until...
Wow. He's losing time really quick with this one, Dan.
He is indeed. If I just refresh that, hopefully that should update, if I'm correct. So Plava will probably gain an extra 2 points. I think he has got fastest lap. So 5 seconds at this rate, Matt will get caught by Plava if he's not careful.
Yeah. Yes, he will. I mean, Plava's got some traffic to get through before he gets there, and we are on the last lap. So to make up 7 seconds in the last lap is going to be quite an ask. But Matt giving quite a lot away here by taking the photo opportunity.
Yeah, possibly.
Or is he just keeping Smithy on the lead lap?
Maybe he's keeping him on the lead lap, or is he just possibly defending for him? That's the question. As I can't seem to figure it out at the minute, but Matt and Smithy would gain 36 points, or Plava would score 22, so 14-point deficit. Yeah, I think they would have to go into race 2. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, Stel Sloth. This is 100th appearance in race 1, as Matimovic comes through the penultimate. Yeah, we'll get to him in a minute. As he comes into the penultimate corner now, it's Sweet and Sour coming across the line together, as Smithy just drops behind now. And that is going to be Matovic's another win for him, and extends his championship lead over Plava. And I'm not sure if that's the team titles done, but those two cross the line together. Plava just behind in 2nd place, with Smoky Devil with a solid drive in that 3rd place position. We just see Stel Sloth crossing the line. And here is Smoky Devil, a couple other guys coming towards the line. That is DJ Phil, who finishes in 7th place position.
Well,
Smoky
we'll jump
coming in for 3rd.
There's quite a way back from Smoky to Ugbar, so we will jump on board and give a shout out to this man, Stealth Sloth, on his 100th appearance here at Simplay. So comes in 9th. Probably could want to do with a better 100th appearance, but he keeps coming every week, doesn't he? And keeps doing the laps and plodding away at it. And I'm sure the results will come for him sooner rather than later.
For sure. Ukbar crosses the line in 4th place. Smithy will come home for 5th place as the rest of the guys. Dean, so it goes Matt, Emplava, Smokey, Ukbar, Smithy, Welshie, DJ Phil, Dean, Stelsoff and Bryn are bringing up the rear for your race 1. The top 5 will not be able to qualify, so that will be Matt, Emplava, Smokey, Ukbar and Smithy, all unable to qualify for race 2. Who took fastest lap? That would be Emplava with a 24.2. Make sure you tune in a moment's time, guys. We're having a short little break as we get race 2 underway. But go grab a drink, grab a coffee, whatever you need to do. Make sure you are back within 15 minutes time as we will have qualifying session out on track. And yeah, we'll have the top 3 in for an interview.
Yep.
So see you in a minute.
Hi.
Hello, Ed.
Hello, mate. I'm not sure if we're out yet.
Not sure if we might still be live for a minute.
I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead.
been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I'm counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport. We're about to get underway here for a race 2, but this is your championship standings as it stands. Martin Vick leads the way with 425 points to his name, a 57 gap to his closest rival, M. Prava. These two are the only two now up for the championship, so no one else can now win the title. Ben Parkey in 3rd place, Smokey Dale up into 4th place. He's slowly bringing that gap down to Ben Parkey. He's 19 points behind him. Welshie in 5th place. 6th place is Dean Wastocki. 7th is Laney. 8th is Ukbar. 9th is Smithy. 10th is Stealth Sloth. DJ Phil in 11th. 12th is Bryn. And 13th is Nicky. Leon Fernie in 14th place. And that is also Bryn, Ukbar, Laney and Nicky's all on double points. Leon as well, but Leon isn't here. Nor is Nicky and Laney. So everyone's now taking their double points, and Ukbar and Bryn taking their double points here are the main ones to keep an eye out for. But for the teams, it looks like this. Sweet and Sour Motorsport with 596 points to their name, 228 points ahead of Audi Sport. 7 points is all they need to outscore Audi Sport to win the title here at Laguna Seca. MC Motorsport out of the championship, but in 3rd place with a close fight with Not Fast Just Furious in 4th place position. Then it's Rainbow Prolapse in 6th. 7th is 5th is Rainbow Prolapse. 6th is Team Prolapse. 7th is Smokey Racing, who is hunting down the Prolapse boys. In 8th place is Metal and Racing, and bringing up the rear is Powerline Racing. We do have the top 3 with us, and we'll start with Smokey. And bit of an up and down race that was. You seem to have very good pace in the Mercedes. Looks very strong, but a couple little silly errors here and there.
A couple of mistakes. It was usual. It was always turn 2. Turn 2 was very slidey, but apart from that, it feels as if the Merc was hooked up tonight, you know.
Yeah, we were talking off air, Smokey, and you were saying that you got the Merc hooked up lovely. What tyres were you running tonight? Were you on the softs, or were you running the hards?
I was on the hards.
The Merc's good on the hards, isn't it?
Aye. The softs, I tried the soft suit, and see after a couple of laps they're done, and then you're struggling for the rest of the race. And I don't really usually drive hards, and I was like, I'll give them a shot. And after about 5-6 laps, that was it. You just felt the grip coming.
Excellent.
With obviously scoring really well here in the first race, and hopefully you can have a very good solid race for race 2. Regarding with Nürburgring and Spa, the last 2 rounds of the season, you're in that promotion fight against Welshie and Dean at the minute, and it's looking like it's in your favour at this stage. Do you feel quite confident going to Nürburgring and Spa that you could stay up in the top 3?
That's what I'm hoping for, just to try and get, the aim of the game is just to try and keep on the podium at the end of the season, and hopefully I get the promotion into the pros, you know. If not, I'm quite happy to come back to Pro-Am. There's a lot of good drivers in here, do you know what I mean, so it's always a challenge.
Well, nonetheless, a great job on your podium, and good luck for race 2.
Alright, cheers.
We now move on to M. Prava, and probably the most difficult race you've had to date so far. A fairly okay start, losing the start to Matt at the beginning, but lap 1 seemed a bit disastrous and then had to recovery drive. How was that race for yourself?
It was interesting and fun at the same time, you know. I hit the wall in the first lap, so, and got some damage, so I struggled a little bit for the first 6 laps, but then I made a pit stop, fixed all my damage, and I could drive my own race. Overtook some people, some of them spun in front of me, so it made my life a little bit easier. And yeah, at the end of the day, I didn't lose nothing. I think, you know, second place is still good, considering I'm pretty far away from Matt in the championship standings.
Absolutely, and I'll ask you the same question. Tyres, Ed, what were you running, hards or softs?
I was running hards.
Running,
like, yeah.
Sorry, go on. No, you go on.
No. Okay, so
no, you go first.
so it was the story like last week. The softs are good for a few laps, but then the temperature goes through the roof. So yeah, I picked hards, and I think Audi really likes the hard tire.
Good, and yeah, I mean, great recovery drive. Daniel?
Again, regarding the team's championship, that looks like it's a done deal for Sweet Sour. So is it more primarily focusing on the drivers now? And with Matt, with that 50-plus gap, can you bring that down, especially going to tracks like Nürburgring and Spa? This championship is still on, isn't it?
Yeah, no, of course it's on, and mathematically you can't win it, but it will be hard to do it on my own. It will have to be that Matt has horrible races. Of course I don't want him to have that, so I have a little bit of a fight. But yeah, regarding the team's championship, I completely understand that I will not win it. I am 1 against 2, but I will be happy if I can stay in the second place, defending the Lamborghinis behind me and the BMWs, so that's my motivation.
And you're starting last on the grid. What can you do for race 2?
Race 1 showed that I have good pace here, so I think I can win it maybe. Just have to get in front of Matt and yeah, stay out of trouble.
We'll let you get back into your party, and congratulations on second place.
Yeah, thanks.
And we do head over to Matt Ivovic, and Matt, a fairly easy race for yourself, probably a little bit boring as well. Out in front, gone, brilliant start. We thought it was another drive-through again, but wasn't to be. How was that race for you?
Yeah, alright. It's a bit slidey compared to what I've been used to in the testing, but apart from that, it was all good.
Yeah, we've said this in the past, haven't we? How things can change. Although practice sessions are set up the same, I mentioned it in practice, and it's always worth getting your eye in, because the conditions can just change randomly on this game. That wasn't my question. I was just going with what you said. Matt, you've got to feel like you've got one hand on this trophy now for the drivers. We know you've got you and Smithy have got the constructors pretty much sewn up, but you've got to feel like it's if you haven't got one hand on it, you're certainly stroking that trophy. But it can only take one round to go wrong for it to all change in the Drivers' Championship. What's your mindset now going forward with this championship in mind?
Beat Emplava in race 2, go to Nürburgring with as many points, because I think mathematically you score 54 points for a week's racing. If I'm 55 plus going into Nürburgring, then he needs an absolute stellar round, and for me to pretty much not turn up or DNF or whatever, for him to come back and win it, which, you know, he's been a cracking season with him and the fights we've had. Of course, one eye's always on it, one hand's kind of getting closer towards it, but you know, my mind tonight is firmly set on winning that Constructors' Championship and trying to at least maintain the gap between me and Emplava in the drivers, but tonight's about me and Smithy and getting that Constructors done.
Well, it looks like, Matt, you will be starting 8th for a race 2. I actually backed you up for the first race. you'll be happy to know. And what can you do from 8th place? Obviously, you're next to your teammate. The primary goal is the team. It looks like that's pretty much going to happen in race 2. But what's the goal for race 2?
Goal for race 2 is the same as every week. Stay out of trouble early doors. We know what it can be like. You've got some people there that are struggling today, you know. Smokey said that he was struggling early doors. You've got Phil Slough, Welshie, Bernardini, who all look like they've had their struggles in race 1 as well. So anything can happen. I start in front of Emplav, which makes a nice change, because I think the last 3 or 4 rounds I've started behind him in the second race. So it's nice to start in front of him for once. Look, we'll see what happens come the end of lap 1 and see what position we're in from there, and we'll take it from there.
Well, congratulations on the race win, and
cheers,
hopefully
buddy.
you can have a good race 2, and we'll let you get back to your party.
Cheers, bud.
So, 3 relatively happy people there, Kelly, with race 1, and we're going into race 2, and it is a BMW 1-2 right now, with Dean currently on pole position and Bryn in second at this stage, so the BMWs are looking very strong at this stage.
Absolutely are, Dan. Yeah, it's looking like a BMW front row. As you said, what kind of carnage are we going to have in race 2? You know, there's still these guys. I mean, Dean showed some pace at this track. It's not beyond him to be right out there, and quite frankly, a pain in the arse to Matt and Emplava as they try to come through. You've also got Smokey starts in 6th, so he's the first of the non-qualifiers. We know he's been quick all evening, and yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting race too, Dan.
Yeah, I also wouldn't discount Ukbar as well, who's in the mid-pack as well, so we'll keep an eye out for those guys. Both the Sweet and Sour boys are going to be cautious due to the constructors as well, but let's be honest, Kelly, that constructors is pretty much wrapped up with 7 points going into this. They need to have an absolutely horrific round to lose this team's championships. And let's be honest, Smithy early doors at Red Bull Ring, taking his double point straight away, one of the few people to do so, was a brave move, and it's paid off massively for the team.
Absolutely, and as you say, they're going to have to work hard not to wrap this up this evening without, 7 points to make is you know, as said, is reasonably just taking the start almost, so yeah, it's going to be difficult for them not to have it this evening. It'll be the first of the championships tied up for season 5, and yeah, well, we'll see very shortly.
As Dean Wasaki takes pole position here for race 2, Bryn in second, and third is Welshie. And Kelly, we go into race 2. We have this reverse grid, a really properly jumbled up grid. Who's your money for the race win?
I suppose I'm going to have to step up. I'm going to go. I was going to go Smokey, but I'm not going to ruin it for him. I don't know, Dan. Dean for the race win. Why not, Dean?
Dean for the race win for Kelly. For myself, I am going to risk it. I reckon Smokey's going to take this race win, but keep your eye on Matt and Emplava as well. And also, guys, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that bell to be notified, and within 2 laps towards the end of the race, I want to get your votes in for driver of the day. Remember that, Kelly. I'll be coming for your driver of the day towards the end as well. And also a shout out to the 5th position man, DJ Phil. Sadly, he will be on holiday for the next 2 weeks, so he will miss the last 2 rounds of the season. So this is DJ Phil's last race this season, and hopefully he can go out.
Very rare that DJ Phil misses any rounds, to be fair. So yeah, not seeing him for a couple of weeks is going to be bizarre. But he's still got a lot of fuel in there as well. Look, he's still running that 130 litres full right up. He's obviously on holiday. He must have his bags packed in the back of that car, and obviously going to drive away on holiday with 130 litres.
Yeah, definitely so. And a couple of comments coming in. Smithy saying, go on, Sweet and Sour, aka Matt with all the points. Emplava says, great first race. Jamie, evening Jamie, I see you there, ha ha ha. And also Smithy says, Welshie for the win, according to Smithy.
That's not unrealistic, is it?
But Smithy's discounting himself for this win, so that's a good start. But we do have the Reds rise. The lights come on ever so slowly here at Laguna. But we are live here, round 20 of the season. 3 lights. And it's go, 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 go here at Laguna Seca. And the Lamborghini of Welshie gets a decent start. Another more reason for you there, ladies and gentlemen. As Welshie goes, as Matt has hit Bryn. Matt's had a flyer. Where's he come from?
Absolute flyer. Where did he come from? From the back of the grid up to 3rd, and he's going
Oh, he's down the inside.
of
Dean
Welshie.
dropped it.
That's Dean round.
He's got to
That's
stay
Dean
there.
round.
That's a brilliant job from everybody avoiding him, but it is Welshie who leads this race. And Matt, what an absolute flyer!
Absolutely. Did he swap cars with?
eighth.
He did. Did he swap cars with Smithy? Because he absolutely rocketed for the front. I would love to see that from his own personal stream.
Welshie, look at that. There's the cars dropped in the background. I think that is Bryn. Bryn has dropped it. So Bryn's had a mistake. Oh, I thought a couple of cars had collected him, but he's managed to keep it going. But it is Matt who is putting pressure on Welshie. These two have completely disappeared. And Prava now up into 4th place. Smokey in 3rd. As you see, Ukbar also putting pressure on Smithy as well. So everybody readily keeping it clean here on lap what? Better than we did before. Smithy looks like he's about to drop it. But Matt all over Welshie right now.
Yes, indeed. Hard to know where to watch. Matt all over the back of Welshie like a cheap
Matt
suit.
has a drive-through penalty. That's how he got a good start. Matt has a drive-through penalty.
Does he take it now? No, he doesn't. He's going to try and get away first by the sounds of it. Welshie goes wide. He's going to pressure Matt. He comes across and nowhere to go. Matt has got the overlap. He's down the inside as well. Welshie's going to have to hang this one right round the outside if he wants to go. They go wheel to wheel, Dan. So close. Well, but Welshie has to concede the position. But all he needs to do is stick with him, stay in his slip. Because if Matt's got a drive through, then he's going to have to pay it off at some point.
There is a couple of guys in the pits, Dean and DJ Phil. I don't know if they had drive-throughs as well, so we'll have to note that down as I have just done. And a pretty good lap from everyone, and everyone has now taken the first lap out of the way, and no real silly incidences. We've had some pretty good wheel-to-wheel racing just then.
Absolutely, and as we see Bryn getting it a little bit wrong and collecting it all up. Being a fast starter myself, sometimes you do just the fine margins of when you pull that lever or when you let the clutch out. And Matt this time just a little bit too early by the sounds of things, just a little bit too keen. And it's easy to do, but it's incredibly frustrating when you do.
I think Dean has had major damage. We will have to ask for his footage at some point, but he is about to get lapped by the pack. He is now underway, and look at the state of that BMW. Matt is in and taking his drive-through penalty.
Where's this going to put him? He tumbles down the times, 4th, and
this has got to be. Smithy has had a problem. Stealth Sloth is into the pits as well. So let's see the damage on Stealth Sloth. Has he got major damage to his car? Doesn't look like it.
Already?
Don't know. Possibly so. That was a very quick stop if so. So I have to look at that one.
Now, this man's in the box seats here, Dan, is he not? If he can get past, he's only a second and or 1.2 behind or off the lead. So this is box seats for him. With Matt's mistake, this could be exactly what Emplava needs for win number 3, I think.
Yes, win number 3 to his name, and Emplava's just got to clear Smokey and Welshie, but the difficult bit is the Smokey bit. Smokey's been looking very good this evening with Matt's drive-through penalty. It's definitely looking good for him. He just needs to control that car in corner 2. That's where he's been struggling. And Jamie says it's a long pit lane, and it is a very, very long pit lane. As Emplava's down the inside of Smokey. They make contact, and he spun him round. So Emplava will have to give that position back. As whoa!
Oh, that was close. Wow, that was so close. Emplava continues on. That's probably one for Mike and the stewards to look at, that one, as Matt's right on the back of Smithy already. I don't think Smithy's going to give him any trouble, that's for certain sure. And as Matt makes another position, he's now on the back of Bryn and Smokey as well. Emplava is now hunting down Welshie. Welshie got a bit of breathing space with a second and a half in front. Is Emplava slowing down?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. No.
So he's going to lead that down to the stewards. There's Smokey in the background. He's made contact with Bryn and Matt. And I think Bryn down the inside of Smokey, which causes him to go wide. And now Smokey possibly have damage. Now Smithy's right onto the back of that Mercedes. The Acoras are just biting at everybody's ankles here. Matt is on a mission to try and regain the time that he's lost. Bryn has run wide there.
Emplava's in first place. Welshie's had a problem. He's dropped right back. Ugbar's about to mug him going up the hill as well.
He is as well. This is turning into a great race. Stelsloff into the pits once again. So even if he didn't come in on earlier, as he's definitely in again. So he's definitely lost a lot of time there. So Matt now up into 4th place after his drive-through and only 7 seconds off of Emplava. So could have been a lot worse.
Absolutely, and I kind of feel for some of these guys, like you know, some of the midfield runners, because they had an opportunity, a real opportunity for a race win here.
Ugbar gets really close to the back of the Lamborghini of Welshie there and nearly unsettles the car. So Ugbar did a great job of not making contact with Welshie there.
Yes, indeed. And as I was saying, I feel for some of these guys. There could have been a race win on the cards for one of these, but maybe not to be.
Well, they're making their own errors. Matt's just given them an open door to try and score their first win this season, and they've just not taken it. Matt's just recovered and got back to where he needed to be. There's still Sloth coming back out the pits there.
Yes, you're exactly right, Dan. That's pretty much...
Welshie drops it!
Round. Welshie's round. A lot of them struggling on that turn too. Do you struggle there, Dan?
Sometimes.
Really.
Sometimes.
It gets a bit loose there, but not enough to be a problem. As we go, and there's
Bryn's
Bryn
dropped it as well.
Similar corner, similar kind of area, and Matt's on the back of Ugbar quite quickly. Excuse me, and won't be long before Matt's right up on the back of Ugbar. So we'll it's closest battle on track, but there he goes. Straight up the inside.
That was a little, if I'm honest, that was a little bit risky of Matt. He didn't really need to rush that, but nonetheless, he's got the job done, and he's up into 2nd place. 8.5 seconds back to Emplava, and Emplava's race pace has been solid all night. Can Matt catch him if Emplava makes a mistake? That is the question. But at this minute, I think Sweetness Out Motorsport will outscore Audi Sport. So they're looking good for the teams right now. As Ugbar's just made a mistake.
Ugbar's round, yeah, absolutely. Ugbar's round. And Smokey's there. Is he close enough to capitalise?
Yes, he is.
He might be. He's got the run. Going to have to go round the long way.
Going to have to go the long way round. And with that Mercedes grunt over the Ginetta, slow pace. Much better in the corners to Ginetta, but so slow in a straight line. The Mercedes just goes right round the outside, and this Mercedes is just going to get stronger and stronger as this year goes by, especially when we get into the summer season. The Mercedes is an animal in the summer.
Yes, it likes warm conditions. So basically, it took 5 laps for us to get... It took 5 laps for the guys at the back to come to the front with their own problems as well.
And Matt with a drive-through as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, you know, these Matt and Emplava in it are pro drivers, aren't they? They need to be in that pro class.
For sure. And Smokey now is obviously seems to be the next closest guy at this point of the season. He seems to be the man who looks like he's going to be promoted up into pro. As he has a little wiggle going through the corkscrew there. As Mike in the comments saying Matt is flying consistently. He is considering he has served his drive-through. Go on, lad. And he is on a mission right now. I think he will struggle to catch Emplava now, but nonetheless, that's a great recovery. As Ugbar into the pit stops, as this is the pit window has opened earlier on, and the drivers that were on double points, like I said, Ugbar and Bryn. So this is good points for Ugbar being at the top. He just needs to keep it clean and consistent.
Yes, indeed. And how's his pit stop going? Average. Yeah, average pit stop really. But it's done and dusted.
Jenny wants to know what's the fastest lap. I'm not sure how we can find that data out. Surely on the times is what we should be able to see.
The fastest lap of this race, or the fastest lap ever, or the fastest lap record? Which one would you like, Jamie?
Yeah, which one would you like?
Which one would you like, Jamie? And we'll try to accommodate you.
I mean, he's the knowledge man. He should actually know.
Yeah. I mean, he's like the oracle, isn't he?
Yeah.
The oracle of motorsport stuff. Knowledge.
Stuff.
Knowledge.
Love the way you put that, stuff.
Stuff. Well, that's good. Stuff's good. As Emplava comes up to lap Dean, the pole sitter had an absolute nightmare of a round as Emplava comes up to put a lap on him on lap 7.
He is about to put a lap on him as we're on lap. He now starts lap 8 as Dean Masoki is just holding up Empire, but by the law, by the rules, he doesn't have to get out of his way, and but he doesn't have to attack or defend him. But he just does the sensible thing
Right out
and
of the way
moves
then,
to
yeah.
one side. So he is through. There's a couple of guys battling it out just in the corkscrew, I think.
There is. There's nobody close on the markers. What you guys don't see at home is we get little markers.
There's a it's stealth off, so that's
Stealth
what
off.
it is.
It's not actually for position. They were close, but their stealth has gone more than a lap down, hasn't he? So,
Yeah. M. Plava's in an awkward position right now. He's currently in a blue flag sandwich right now. He's got DJ Phil right in front of him. I say blue flag. He's in a back marker sandwich as he's trying to clear DJ Phil as quickly as he can so that Matt doesn't catch him too quickly. Like I said, I don't think Matt has the overall race pace on M. Plava tonight. So as long as M. Plava keeps it clean and out of the wall, I don't think Matt really has an answer. He's just looking for that Constructors' Championship. As DJ Phil is really making it difficult for M. Plava here.
Yeah, he is a little bit, and as I said, he's not supposed to be battling. Doesn't have to get out of the way, but shouldn't battle either. That's the way the rules go.
And because of that, M. Plava loses a lot of time at 26-1. While Matt has found a second and a half on him.
Well, everything that M. Plava's done, Matt's got to do. He's still got to get past Dean, and he's got to get past DJ Phil.
But
if they don't have mistakes, of course.
But in this situation, though, if you caught the two back markers, would you not pit and get clean air?
Yeah, possibly. It depends how he's running his strategy. We know that Matt's right on top of the pit stop glitch, and you need to be in the right zone for that, as you and me know quite well, Dan. I set myself up to have the best pit stop I can have,
But would you? What I'm thinking is Dean and DJ Phil are very close to one another. Let's switch those two. DJ Phil has dropped now to 9th, so I'm not sure what's happened between those two. But DJ Phil is off. Matt is flashing his lights. He wants DJ Phil out of his way, and DJ Phil does get out of his way. But to be fair, Matt, he'd just been off track. He was taking his time getting back on. So, but Dean now back up a place. As we've lost the driver, who've we lost? We've lost Stealth Sloth.
Who have we lost? Stealth Sloth. Yeah, he was a long way back as well. On his 101st appearance, 101st appearance, Stealth is out of this race. So Plava's got himself that 8.5 second gap again. The times will yo-yo depending on where they're on track. And Smokey pits.
Smokey does pit. He's into the pit window. So the thing is now, Matt should, if he pitted now, DJ Phil's out of his way. Dean is the next car to lap. I think him and Dean are in a party anyway, so he'd be able to ask him to move to one side or whatever. But if he didn't, he could have had the opportunity to come in at that point, and Smithy would be the next car behind. So it would be a better situation for Matt now, knowing that Smithy is the next car behind him. His teammate is then the next car.
Yeah. And everything you're saying is true, Dan, but if Matt's trying to set himself up to glitch the pit stop, which is perfectly acceptable, we're all allowed to do it, he could gain himself anything up to 4 or 5 seconds over a standard pit stop, and if Plava has a standard pit stop, that's a lot of gap back, isn't it?
That is a lot of gap, but also if he has a standard pit stop like Plava, but he wastes time behind Dean, he's wasting that time, as Dean has dropped it again, so Matt has actually... Plava is into the pits, so that's his pit stop done. So Matt's problem is now gone, as...
Not too bad. What was that, 3 seconds maybe?
That was a fairly decent stop. Is Matt coming into the pits as well? He is.
He is.
So both the top two have taken their pit stops. Still waiting on Smithy and Bryn. Smithy, Bryn.
A little bit quicker, I reckon, Matt. Just a tad.
Yeah, a little bit. Welshie, we're just waiting on Welshie, Smithy and Bryn now. So I hear a car off in the background. That is Dean off on track.
Deep. Well off the track by the looks of it. This is Smokey coming up behind Welshie.
Plava's made a big gap. A big gap, if I think so.
well, hang on, let's let the timing screens sort themselves out, because at the moment it's saying that Matt's a minute and a half.
11 seconds.
Yeah.
As Dean's
I don't know
now
how
left
he's
the
managed to do
session.
that. Who has?
Dean has now retired.
Okay.
So that'll be, I don't know how many retirements Dean is on, but that won't look good on the steward side.
Yeah. Well, that's for the stewards to look at, to see if there was what has happened and why he's out. But we've got Welshie all over the back of... Smokey all over the back of Welshie for 4th and 5th positions here. But Smokey going to have a run up the hill on this one, and he had a better exit out of that last corner. And well, he just gave him a tap. They both go round. I think he just misjudged where he was a little bit.
Just as they come up to the corkscrew, and Smokey and Welshie make contact, and not good for Smokey. He has allowed Welshie to stay in front, so that's something. But Welshie still yet to pit. That's really going to affect his strategy now. Bryn has pitted, and they're still tapping each other.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Welshie's in.
I don't know. Is it a Scottish thing? I don't know.
Possibly so. The Smithy still
They're
gets to
touching each other. Let's leave that there. It could get messy. Smithy up into the 3rd position at the moment. I don't think he's pitted yet, though, has he?
No, he's the last guy to a pit, and I know what Welshie and Smokey were fighting over now. They wanted to get to the pits as quickly as possible to get the last iron brew.
That's what it was, and a haggis. There's only other stereotypical types we could put on these two.
While they're fighting in their kilts.
Yeah, throwing cabers or something.
Playing their bagpipes in the background.
Bagpipes, yeah. I forgot bagpipes, so let's have a bit of tartan in there as well. I think we've covered just about every single Scottishism now.
I learned an interesting fact about, I got started a new job not long ago, and one of my work colleagues actually learns to play the bagpipes, and he's...
Oh my god, I couldn't think of anything more painful.
I actually have to ask him, like, why bagpipes?
Why?
Because his granddad plays the bagpipes, so yeah. As Stel Sussy got disqualified. So.
Oh, okay. I don't know what for. What did he get? Do we know what for?
He could have been speeding in the pit lane.
What did you get?
Spinning in the pit lane.
Yeah, it could be. That's a normal one. The bagpipes. To me, it just sounds like a cat that's being very badly treated. Horrendously treated, to be fair. I'm not a fan, but there you go. Scotland, lovely country, fantastic place. I know a lot of Scotsmen, they're all great. But
I feel like you're digging out of a hole here.
Oh yeah, probably. Let's move on. It's Plava, who's still 8.5 seconds. Matt's brought the gap down a little bit, but we're just over halfway, and that means there's still half of the race to go. A kind of loose-ism, Murrayism there, but yes, still Smithy in 3rd place, but yet to pit. So really, Smokey looking like that's another podium position if he stops doing that.
I think Plava's had a little bit of slow traffic. He's had to clear some blue flags, I think, because he's done a 26.7. He's got a couple of cars behind him, so it looks like he's had to clear Bryn and DJ Phil.
Bryn, who's doing his best impression of Tokyo Drift there.
I was going to say more Colin McRae.
Yeah.
Jamie says in the comments, Dean hit Matt and quit apparently, so just to note it down, and I have noted that, so we'll have a look into that.
Thanks for that, Jamie. Dan's written that in his Game of Thrones notebook.
Yeah, the Toy Story notebook is a bit rubbish, isn't it? You want the Game of Thrones notebook. As Smithy comes into the pits, and he is the last man to serve his pit stop on lap 13. Lucky for some, and for Smithy, he is into the pits. That now promotes Smokey up into 3rd, and also Ugba in 4th. He is actually catching Smokey relatively quickly here. So is this going to be a fight for the final podium places as Smithy comes across the line and he exits the pits, and he is on his way. 5th place at the minute. Is looking like Sweet and Sour might be able to score some decent points here and win the Constructors title. If they do so, we will get Smithy into the party and have a chat with him, also with Matt as well. Smokey currently looking good to do a double here, and at the minute, Ukbar behind him, one of the guys that he's trying to keep behind him in the championship. He's on double points tonight, so Ukbar looking good to take some solid points here tonight.
Yes, indeed he is, and whichever way you look at it, it's going to be another podium without an Englishman on it. And as Plava stays that steady 8 seconds in front of Matt, who's now, what is he, 17 seconds in front of Smokey, who's in 3rd place. And this man, Ukbar, you can see Smokey, there he is, you can see him, just needs to track him down. He's got another 8 laps to do it. It can be done. There's a mistake in everybody as well.
I think at this stage of the race, it looks like Smokey just has a little bit more over Ukbar at this stage. Regarding the top 2 as well, Matt stuck behind traffic of Bryn, I believe he's stuck behind, but he's cleared him relatively quickly. But they've matched each other's race pace, the top 2, and then there's a fight.
Matt. That was close. Got a wheel just on the dirt there, just had to correct that a little bit. No harm done.
Dan, did you see my comment that I knew who won the LMP2 at Le Mans last year, as you asked me the other night? Well, you've probably gone and researched it now, so it's probably
LMP2.
pointless. Yeah, so me and a group of guys in the chat, most of us end up having a conversation with one another in a group chat before practicing all this lot, and with Jamie's ridiculous knowledge on anything motorsport, he can literally tell you anything and be like, oh yeah, that happened 1990, whatever it was, at this circuit, at this date, at this time, with these 2 drivers. His knowledge on motorsport is scary at times. Like, I'm genuinely worried about the kid. But
He's got a mastermind.
He does need to go on Mastermind, and I asked him if he's that good at his motorsport knowledge. I wanted him to know who won the LMP2 race at Le Mans. Not not the hypercars, the LMP2 winner. And he can.
Did you know? Did you?
Oh no, I haven't got a clue.
Oh, okay.
Got a clue.
So
I had to search it.
To be fair.
He could have. That's what we ended up sitting there thinking. He's just chatting a load of rubbish, we thought. It's Bryn and DJ Phil having a cracking little fight here for 7th and 8th place. So
come on, Jamie. Come on, Jamie. Come on, let's have it. Who did win the LMP2 at Le Mans last year? Did Fernando Alonso be in the team that won the hypercar? No, he was back in Formula 1 at that point,
he was back in Formula 1 at that point.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So that wasn't him. I couldn't even think of an LMP2 driver. Wasn't Ben Parkey, was it?
Possibly.
I'm hoping this car brings me some luck on Saturday. If you don't know what we're talking about, World Endurance, tune in Saturday from 12 o'clock midday. Fuji, can Ben Parkey's car give me some luck? And will I make a good endurance racer, as it's my first proper endurance? And will my consistency give me some luck as well as Ben Parkey's car? Or is Dan just going to romp off into the distance?
As I actually have found the car that won,
right?
But I can't find the names.
What car is it?
I can't find. It's a Johto.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. Well.
Johto Sport. Okay, I know who that is. Anyway, let's see if Jamie. I haven't actually. It was WRT Robbins. Robert Kubica retired on the last lap. He was leading the race as well. I have a huge motorsport knowledge too. Got books on everything about it. It says Emprava. Jota Sport, I think, won. Nope, according to this, they didn't win.
That was PM Motorsport saying that as well, not Emplava. Not Emplava's not winning the race and reading books on motorsport. But there's a lot of people with a lot of knowledge. Mine's all beginning to fade a little bit. I think it's old age, you know. I mean, I can't.
My dad used to rally. As Emplava exits the final corner, the Latvian still leading this race as Stoff.
My dad used to drink quite a lot.
My dad's a DJ.
Yeah, what a good one he is.
Well, I don't think Jamie knows the answer, so I might tell the answer anyway.
Yeah.
I believe it's in the Jota LMP2 car,
right.
Which is a
Oh, this is killing me, honestly.
Oh yeah, you just wait. Just wait. It is a Okira 07 Gibson is the name of the car, and the drivers were Roberto Gonmaraes, Antonio Felix da Costa, and Anthony Davidson.
Oh, of course, little ginger guy. Yeah, we love Anthony Davidson. He's a great pundit and an awesome driver as well. A little bit of a spell in Formula One. Super Aguri he drove, didn't he? If my motorsport knowledge is any good. And he also was lead commentator or commentator on the F1 when Jenson Button took his first win. So Anthony Davidson, great GT driver as well.
Jamie sitting there thinking that it was WRT, but it says on the classifications they finished 7th. So,
wow, there's one for us all to ponder over the weekend, isn't it?
That is one, but nonetheless, that's what we think. That's something that we're gonna have to discuss in our old private chat again. But Matt's starting to bring the pace down. A 1:24.7 at the minute. Emprava still leading this race though, and I think Matt's just run out of laps. It's coming to the end of this race by the looks of things, and unless Emprava has a big moment, which it could happen, it happens in the pro and it happens in the pro-ams for sure.
It happens in real life as well.
It does happen in real life. Just look at F1 Abu Dhabi, the last round of the season. 8 cars still out on track. Something, I don't know, some Dutchman
no
versus,
one's ever mentioned it.
Some Dutchman versus an Englishman, and they were battling for, I don't know.
And it was all decided by an Australian apparently, but I don't know. I don't really talk about it.
Who's now out of a job or something? I don't know.
Something like that.
I know the second
he won't be
most
buying
iconic.
Mercedes anytime soon, that's for sure.
I just know the second most iconic F1 commentator was commenting on it, which was Martin Brundle. That's all I know about, really.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I could say I wasn't.
I don't know, I wasn't there. Apparently there was a load of hype on the internet about it, but...
yeah. But hey, the new season starts this weekend. Who's going to be quick? I'm hoping for a Ferrari win. First win of the season, certainly hoping for McLaren. Again, that is Lando Norris going to win a race in a McLaren before I do. Chances are, probably yes.
Because Jamie says he sent me an article. Okay.
An article. I've sent you an article about it, Dan. It says WRT.
So the problem is, I was looking at Wikipedia, so if anything, Jamie's probably right and I'm wrong.
I could have won it if it says it on Wikipedia. Anyway, LMP2. If you like your LMP2s, if that's your kind of thing, Saturday. God, I've done enough plugs for one night, haven't I? Saturday endurance. I'm gonna take Dan's backside and kick it.
Yeah, sorry, it was WRT did win the 20 LMP2. So
really?
I was right. See, I don't know.
Why did you doubt the Brazier? Why?
Well, he kind of cheated.
You should know better.
He cheated. He had to Google it.
Okay, right. Okay. Before there's handbags between you lot, let's get back to this race.
Me and Jamie have had our handbags. That was at Dubai in season 3. We're done with that now.
Don't we remember it? Don't we remember it?
It still wasn't as good as the. I think mine and Jamie's ding dong is better than Lewis Hamilton's and Max Verstappen's.
And if you want to know what Daniel's on about, look back over some of the Simplay races over the 5 seasons we have. There's an awful lot of content on the channel and some absolutely cracking racing. And I tell you what, I've had a couple of spells back in the general lobbies of Project Cars, and believe you me, these guys, especially the pros, are so good, so good. And there's some great racing and some fantastic Titanic battles up and down the Pro and Pro-Am on the Simplay channel. So give it a look when you've got, 3 or 4 days free to scroll back through some of the highlights.
Sorry, I was looking at qualifying, that's why I was wrong.
See, there you go. I don't know about you, but I'm losing the will to live over the whole LMP2 thing. I'm almost to the point I'm not going to turn up to Fuji if they keep going on about it.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this LMP2 chat so much. I want to get in mine now and do the 6 hours right now. But instead we we have to finish the.
You got to do this one first, Dan. You got to do Laguna Seca tomorrow night. Will Dan take the win, or will Andy? Will Andy take that win as well? Andy's been on absolute fantastic form this season. Or will somebody like BT Targa, who's been absolutely flying, will he take the win? Or will it be Fury? Or will it be the legendary KLF 900? Will he take his first win in the McLaren? All these questions and more will be answered 8 o'clock tomorrow night, right here on the Simplay Chapter.
More importantly, Kelly, let's talk about driver of the day.
Do you think that sounded like an advert? I could be a voiceover guy, couldn't I? That sounded just like an advert.
Yeah. We got to talk about driver. We've got to talk about driver of the day here at Laguna Seca, and race 2 hasn't been quite as eventful as we probably thought it was going to be, but there's a couple of drivers that could be up for driver of the day. Let's get your votes in the chat. I currently can't see the chat because my laptop has died, so it's down to probably Kelly to see if anyone's chatting in the chat.
Yes, sorry, no driver of the day coming yet. We're still chit-chatting about Jamie just saying he didn't cheat. You knew it already. Yeah, and PM Motorsport PN Motorsport saying, Kelly, I miss racing you. Come and join GT3.
Adam,
or join the endurance.
And Plava now coming into the final corner to take his 3rd win of this season. He's on a roll this season now. Now he's got the first one done. He comes home to take his 3rd win here at Simplay Motorsport. Brilliant stuff there for Plava. Matt is coming home in 2nd place position. He runs a little bit wide, but he is waiting. He's slowing down for his teammate. Where is Smithy? Smithy is in 5th place position. I think Smithy's at the other end of the circuit. He's at the.
He's just there in front. I think you can find Dan.
There is Smithy. There are the boys. Akora coming across the line to take the team's title. Sweet and Sour Motorsport will win the title. Audi Sport can no longer catch him. Smoky Devil coming home in 3rd place position. So good stuff there for Smoky Devil. Just as I want the internet to work, it doesn't. Ukbar comes home for that 4th place position. Good double points for him. And who else we got coming towards the line? I think we are waiting for Welshie to cross the line in that 6th place position. And finally, I think it's Bryn, the last to cross the line. And once again, I'm going to end up asking Matt to do the tables because it's not wanting to connect, which really annoys me.
Tell me you bought a new laptop.
I don't think it's a laptop, it's the internet. As Bryn does a little bit of a drift towards the final corner there. I think I might be able to get it on my phone. So...
Yeah, so... Sorry, go on, Dan.
No, you go.
Okay, Plava with a win. As Dan said, that's win number 3 for Plava. Matt with that drive-through penalty. Great recovery drive to come back to 2nd. Smoky Devil in 3rd again. Best of the rest in that 3rd place, and a solid night for Smokey. Ugbar couldn't quite catch back up to Smokey, but he's had a good night on his double points. Smithy, Constructors champion, along with Matt in 5th place. Welshie comes in 6th. Bryn in a 7th place, and DJ Phil brings up the rear, off on holiday. He's still got enough fuel in his car to go, so he's off on his holidays for a couple of weeks. We're going to miss him for a couple of weeks. We have the top 3 coming our way, I hope. Driver of the day. Driver of the day, we've got Smithy. PN Motorsport is saying Smithy, and that's about it so far. So any more driver of the day votes, please. Dan, have you got one?
I do have one, actually.
Yeah? Do you want to do it now or after the interviews?
I will do it now. For me, driver of the day today has to go to Matt. A great recovery drive in race 2, especially after that drive-through penalty. Was a well-deserved... No, I genuinely think that was a better drive than I've ever seen you do, coming from the drive-through penalty. I'm also trying to figure out how to get this to work on my phone so we can find out the tables. I think I figured it out now.
Unfortunately, Dan, Matt hasn't got a clean sweep from me, because I'm going to give mine to Smoky Devil, because I think Smokey's had a cracking good round. you know, Emplava and Matt, that's, you know, the cream goes to the top. That's where we expect them to be. Smokey's had a cracking good race, been right on the pace, and for me, it's going to be Smokey. So at the moment, we've got one for Smithy, one for Matt, and one for Smokey. So, yeah, let's have some more driver of the day, people. Come on, let's hear it.
Also, Matt, can you do me a massive favour? Can you just invite Smithy into the chat so I don't ruin the
Sure
stream?
thing. Yep.
And we do now have Smokey Devil into the chat. And Smokey, that was a solid race 3 again from yourself, coming home with double podiums. Didn't quite have the pace of what the leaders had, but nonetheless, best result you could have asked for tonight, wasn't it?
Aye, it was the best I could ask for. It was a tricky race too. Get caught up in a few incidents and that, so that's why I was so far behind. Aye, it was a good night racing anyway.
Absolutely, and you get my vote for driver of the day this evening. I think you've had a solid round. No problem. And yeah, I think you've had a solid round. Do you think the rest of the season, how do you think that's going to go for you now?
Nürburgring, what is it, Spa left in it?
Nuremberg, then Spa.
Aye, powerful tracks for the Mercedes, so just hope for the best again. As long as I can keep up the podiums, that will help me get into the pros and get promotion. You know, that's what I'm aiming for now.
Absolutely. Dan, have you got anything to add?
Just obviously that promotion fight is probably the main thing you're looking at, and with obviously Nürburgring and Spa on the way. If the opportunity does come, are you looking forward to the challenge of Pro, and what do you need to do to make sure that relegation, that promotion stays in reach?
I just think this season, because it's been on the winter, that's been the problem. Track temperature. Do you know what I mean? The warmer the track gets, the easier it is. So it just depends season by season, and I think every other driver's the same. Do you know what I mean? The one season they can be brilliant, the next season they can be mid-table, and it's just into weather and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, mate, congratulations on the 2 third places tonight, and that is really looking good for your promotion into the Pro. So congratulations on that.
Well done.
Thanks, man. Cheers, lads.
We now go to tell you what, we'll go to Emplava. We'll come back to Matt and Smithy in a minute, but we'll go to Emplava, and that's the kind of race you needed after race 1. A race win under your belt, Matt with a drive-through, so you didn't have to worry about overtaking him. But a good solid race, bit boring on your own, but good points for yourself, no?
Yeah, first of all, I want to congratulate Matt and Smithy on their team's title, and apologize to Smokey for the incident in the first couple of laps. But yeah, had a good race. Wasn't the most interesting since I was in front of them, and by quite a large gap. But at the same time, I'm still a little bit scared that a penalty will come my way. So that's why I try to push over 10 seconds, because that's, I think, the maximum of time penalty I will get. Matt made it really easy at the end, going slowly over the line, but yeah, enjoyed it.
Yes, indeed. Race win number 3 for you, Ed. The rest of the season to go. You know, things could change, and Matt could have a couple of bad rounds, and the points change your way. Are we moving on to tracks that you like?
Yeah, I think I really enjoy the tracks that are left. I actually know at least Spa from top of my head already, so that's one less problem I have to deal with.
Absolutely. Daniel?
Well, again, a solid round with a second and a third place. You couldn't really ask more for that. And you do head to Nürburgring and Spa. The points gap between you and Matt is 51 points. Matt needs to have a horrendous round, and for you to really get this title. Do you think you can do it? Obviously, with Nürburgring and Spa the next 2 rounds, it's going to be close. The Audi should have the edge.
Yeah, no, it will be close, but yeah, all I can do is just drive and perform at my best and win races, and see what happens to Matt. But yeah, it will be hard.
But nonetheless, mate, it's been a great fight against the constructors against these two. But sadly, you're gonna have to concede for second at this state.
Yeah, well, that's life.
Well done on second and first place, mate. But we now go to your Season 7 Pro-Am Constructors Champions. Oh, sorry, 5. You had to... I'm getting tired here, guys. I'm getting tired. Season 5 Constructors Simplay Pro-Am Champions of Smithy and Matimovic at Sweet and Sour Motorsport in the Acura. Congratulations, boys. Firstly, Smithy, how does that feel, mate?
Champions. I never won anything. That's the bollocks. I gotta say a big thank you to my teammates. I think I got 10 of them points.
You've carried it this season, Smith.
Well, it's been an honour actually to have a teammate and make it to the end of the season with a teammate still.
You've had a bit of luck in the last couple of seasons, haven't you, Smithy, with other drivers pulling out on you, driving cars that you don't necessarily like, and also jumping from car to car all the time.
Yep.
You stuck with the Acura, you stuck with Matt, and it's rewarded you with a Constructors Championship. So a massive congratulations to that.
Thank you very much.
My next question would be, are you planning to stay with the Acura for next season?
My mic went funny then. Did you say I'm changing to something better? I don't know what's happening next season yet. I might retire on a high.
Yeah,
all right, Nico. All right, Nico Rosberg.
Yeah. I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening. I know you're in talks with a few people, so we look forward to seeing who you're paired up with next season. But certainly, big congratulations for you and Matt on that on the championship win. Amazing.
Well, let's have a chat with Matt. You finally done it. You got the Constructors in the bag with Smithy and a second place tonight as well. First and second. Laguna's going to be a favourite place for you two now, isn't it?
Yeah, Laguna's going to hold a special memory now for me and Smithy. And look, Smithy said last year when we was commentating together, I'll team up with you. And at the time it were a bit of banter, and the more we spoke about it, the more it happened. And do you know what? It's been an honour to drive with him. He's a top bloke. He's the goat. He's a laugh. You know, he's the banter's great all the time. And like I say, he's the goat. And counted on this season we had him.
I think
going back.
Go on, Kelly.
Sorry, going back to the race, Matt, and a jump start for yourself on that one. Just pulled the lever, dropped the clutch, just a smidgen too quickly, was it?
Nah, the lights was being a bit difficult tonight. You boys have got to watch out for that one tomorrow because they take forever to appear on your screen and then they take forever to go green. And Phil moved in the corner of my eye, and as Phil moved, I kind of, like that domino effect. Phil kind of just went a little bit, and then I pulled the trigger as well. And the minute I hit the trigger and moved just an inch, the lights went green, and I thought, you know what I mean. And look, hey, it's a good drive to come back through the pack. That's 2 drives this week where I've been towards the back end of the pack and I've had to come through it. And no, it's a cracking night. I'm over the moon for Smithy. He works hard for this. He's one of the drivers that we speak about a lot that work hard for their races and give their all week in, week out, and don't retire and don't quit. And Smithy deserves us. It's all about Smithy tonight.
I got one last question for Smithy. And does taking the Constructors here at Laguna make up for Autumn Park?
Say that again.
Does taking the Constructors here at Laguna Seca make up for Autumn Park?
Oh, yeah. Yep. All day long.
Excellent. Well, we'll see. We'll see who you're with for next season. I believe there's also an opening for a pundit in the commentary team for Pro as well, which just saying.
Yeah, you'd like to have a Constructors champion on there, I suppose.
Yeah. Give you the inside knowledge on how
voice of experience and all that.
Give you the inside knowledge on how it's done. Do you know what I mean? Smithy's got that championship experience in the commentary box, a bit like James Hunt. Is our Smith.
Everybody's been great fun.
Well, thank you to all the guys in the commentary box. The championship standings actually do look like this. Matt leads the way with 51 points ahead of M. Prava, and it's going to go down to Nürburgring and Spa between those two. So can Matt get it wrapped up before Spa? That is the question. Ben Parkey in 3rd place, but very, very vulnerable now to Smoky Devil. He's looking very strong for that promotion spot. Ukbar, with a solid double points, has now moved up into 5th place position and is looking to try and stay ahead of Welshie, who's only 3 points behind him. Dean Wasocki, after retiring, has dropped down to 7th place, and Smithy is getting a little bit closer to Dean. Can he catch him towards the end at Spa and Nürburgring? That's the question. Laney down to 9th. Stel Sloth in 10th place after getting ahead of Bryn in 11th place. 12th is DJ Phil, and 13th is Nicky and Leon Fernie. And obviously the team's title has been wrapped up here at Laguna Seca with Sweet and Sour Motorsport. 627 points to their name. Audi Sport in 2nd. MC Motorsport still having a good fight between Audi Sport and obviously the BMW. And the BMWs of Not Just Fast Furious as well. Smokey Racing moving up into that 5th place position. 6th is Rainbow Prolapse and Team Prolapse just dropping down the order. 8th is Metal and Racing, and Powerline is at the bottom. Will Team Prolapse and Rainbow Prolapse drop to the bottom before the end of the season? That is the question. Probably not, because sadly we do not have DJ Phil for the rest of the season. So I hope DJ Phil has a lovely holiday and we'll see him back in season 6. Kelly, final words from you?
Yeah, just to finish things off, Matt took driver of the day with another vote from DJ Phil, funnily enough. So Matt is your driver of the day for this evening. Spooky Laguna, look out for the lights, apparently. It's going to be something to look for tomorrow night when the pros get on track at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Spooky Laguna, what's it going to throw up for us tomorrow night? Tune in. Another great racing, and we crown some champions, so can't be a bad night all in all, Dan.
No, it cannot. And Laguna has now set the team's championship. Will it be Nürburgring or Spa that will determine the Drivers' Championship? Will it be Emprava or will it be Matt Himovic? Tune in next Wednesday to see all the action. Tune in tomorrow night for the pros as they hit the track for Laguna. And also tune in for Saturday afternoon, midday, as World Endurance returns to the track as they do the 6-hour Fuji at night. But myself and Kelly and all the Pro-Am guys, it's a massive congratulations to Matt and Smithy on the Constructors title, and we will see you in a week's time at Nürburgring. It's a good night from me.
Good night.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up. Stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. I was born to win, watch me elevate. I was born to win, watch me elevate. All in when I show up. Whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate.
diamonds in my pocket. Golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street like I am, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden. When we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street like I am, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You know it. Yeah, you're glowing. Golden.
when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate. All in when I show up, whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate.
Broken dreams in my pocket, golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, cause you caught it, you caught it. You're golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the street light at the young so I could show you. You're golden, golden, honestly you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden, hey, you're golden, you're golden, hey, you're golden, golden, hey. When we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no, I saw it, I saw it. You're golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the golden. You're golden, golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You know it. Yeah, you're golden, golden. Golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Meet under the street or after you, so I could show you. Golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Meet under the golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. You're golden.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched watch me elevate. I was born to win, now watch me elevate. I was born to win, now watch me elevate. I was born to win, now watch me elevate. All in when I show up. Whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up in the place. I was born to win, now watch me elevate. I was born to win, now watch me elevate. I was born to win, now watch me elevate. I was born to win, now watch me elevate.
Denim jeans, broken dreams in my pocket. Golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light right there, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. Golden. Yeah. When we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies lay on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no, I saw it.